Greetings and salutations.
Hey.
Hello.
Nothing is unfortunate.
Welcome.
All's well.
Welcome to the next episode of Sagas and Solace, the Severed Thread. Severed Thread. I guess we'll get started with a recap. Who would like to do the recap for today?
Why was Luke late?
Oh,
True.
yeah, we should do that first. Why were you late, Luke?
It's tradition.
Oh, I think he's making coffee.
Damn.
Nah. Damn.
We lost him.
2 for 1. That's why he's late. He's making coffee. You know,
Yeah.
a normal one this week, everyone.
Actually, we're late because of me, which, sorry, apologies that time. But yeah, he's late because he's making coffee and burning hot dogs in water, I think.
Oh,
In a toaster
making the coffee by sticking hot dogs in it?
No, Luke makes hot dogs in a waffle iron. Everyone knows this.
Does he?
The glizzy latte.
Oh, God. I hated that.
Latte?
Thanks, man.
That's called a Gligocte.
Oh no.
Ugh.
Ugh. Okay.
That's,
All right.
Disgusting.
That's disgusting. Oh, I have to make a new chat with this every time? I think I have to. Making little adjustments.
Small adjustments.
I'm late. I was putting glizzies in my latte, if you know what I mean.
Okay. Who would like to give me the
If you
recap?
catch my drift.
Silence him.
Well, anyone?
I think
Yes,
this
we-
time
we-
it's a duet of a recap.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Let me get my duet on. Hold on. Wait a minute.
Can you up your volume? I need to hear this.
Fuck. All right. How
Gotta get
is this? Is this good? Is this better?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Hit him with the.
Yeah.
Sexy.
Turn it down a bit. There you go.
All right. Hit him with the.
He said that last time on Sagas, we continue our battle in the Great Antho Demon, and I almost perished. He became a big monkey. Oh, yeah. And he got a big blade of magical essence, and he ripped shit. He said, rip shit. He then after that we went back and forth, and well, the Antho Demon was slain, and we got the city, right? Is that what you said? Yeah. We got the city. From we ventured in the Great Vault, and we discovered a whole bunch of loot. We conquered the city and got a couple interesting artifacts and gear, ores. I think he pretty much sums it up. Is that right?
Thumbs up.
Oh yeah. What he said.
Thumbs up.
That was amazing. That was great. That's everything I wanted it to be. I didn't even know I wanted that.
Wonderful.
Lurker aiming out and then having Chrome translate it as the recap is very good. All right, well, let's get straight into it. We got lots of stuff to go over, building-wise and setting up everything. I guess before we do that, you said you wanted to do something, Luke?
Yeah, I wanted to do a bunch of yapping in the Stone Sanctuary. Main thing was spending time doing sendings, as well as sort of going over philosophy and writing the laws and stuff. Doing a lot of the more physical stuff. But I also had to train my ASI feat, swap a feat. So if that took like a week, I'd probably do that as well as all the other musings in the Stone Sanctuary.
Swapping feats is 5 days, so.
Okay, I think that's actually perfect for what I need to do.
I will load in your map then. It's named Stonier Sanctuary.
Stonier.
I forgot it was called that.
I'll hold his orb because he's in his rock.
Okay.
We'll make a room for it soon.
All right. I guess Laza would be out now, doing some stuff. Hold on, they're on the hidden later. I got to move all these fucking gods. Just move them over here. They're not in the.
Fill in here. I'm like, oh,
Well, they're just filling everything, and I can't click on anything when they're there. So I got to. It's a big. Okay. I think I have a stone sanctuary theme. Stone.
Rock and roll.
Rock and stone.
Oh, that's right. I can't play this anymore. It'll get the whole thing muted.
Oh.
I'll play this then. Hold on. I wanna do something that'll match the mood. This is.
Le mood.
I think this one's okay. Is this one okay? Or has this one been? No, I think that one's also been silenced. I know one that won't be.
The shopping song?
No, this one.
So the shopping song.
Ding, ding,
Alright.
ding, ding, ding.
Alright, go ahead, Marlowe.
Righty. Marlowe will enter the stone sanctuary and reflect on his personal strength and that which is lacking. Pull out the great sword and summon Alucard. Make a call for Laza as well.
Why would I put this? Laza and Alucard will appear. Hello, Mr. Marlowe. Alucard will nod, awaiting instruction.
Hello, friends. We have taken Moascadon. I had a few realizations our encounter with the Ento Demon. That will be a lot asked from us as time moves forward. I entrust the logistics of the city over these next couple days to Swigg, the druid, as well as the rest of our companions. I guess I wanted to lean on some of your wisdom. This place needs to be governed, and there are rules that need to be established. Do you have any insight on something like that?
Well, Mr. Marlowe, I do, actually. The Minotaurs had a very specific kind of might makes might ruling that, although at its base was to protect and project the strength of the tribe, it also required nuance. I assisted the chiefs in understanding how strength should be valued, and how, once valued, can be applied in different manners. I also took it upon myself to write down their laws in the language of the giants. I will say, although the Minotaurs have very simplistic laws, I find them to be quite true. Truisms, I suppose. A few should be, of course, that one should always be honest in their dealings. Deception is only for war. And that one should always be strong instead of weak. And it took me to convince them that it is okay to be weak, but not to remain weak. Also, to deal with an open hand is best, regardless of how much profit there is to be made. Alucard will kind of roll his eyes a little bit at that, but will remain silent.
I've primarily called you here to help me train. I appreciate your entrusting of this blade to me. It means of practice, but I would also like to hear your opinion.
Well, I'll tell you how things are done in a world that's not so, kind. The truth of the matter is that in the continent that you're on, good and evil are marred, grayed into each other. The fact of the matter is, on the one hand, you might want to make a civilization, a government that deals openly and honestly. And yes, you'll be those things until you're destroyed. The thing that you don't get, Elephant Man, is that just because you're dealing straight doesn't mean everyone else will. And whether you like to admit it or not, dealing in the shadows is what gets them ahead. They'll beat you at every point. They'll get ahead of you, and then you lose. And then what was the point of it all? It's about honor, Mr. Alucard, and honesty. What would be the point of achieving and triumphing if one did through nefarious means? And what would be the point of dying with honor? If you fail, did it matter in the end? Well, that's why we never give up. Your naivety is overwhelming. I understand that in your mortal view, your purity makes you believe that what you do matters. And it does. I won't deny that. But you must also realize that it is not your lives you'll be dealing with. Not the lives of those chosen few who rise above the others through circumstance, birth, or skill, or luck. But you'll be making a place where thousands will live. And under your law, you will prohibit their ability to fight back. And even if, throughout your lifetime, there is success, what of the next 100 years? Whether you like to admit it or not, good times breed weak people. Weak people make hard times make strong people, and strong people make good times. Inescapable is this fact, at least for the mortal world. In Abaddon, we never forget. And so, we remain strong, always. But surely you must understand that people have mortal lives. They won't last forever like you. And is it not better to do some good in the short time you have than to hold on to an eternity of nothing? Better to live at all than to die. Death forever denies potential. And a callous life forever denies meaning. My advice is do not lie to the people about the real world. If your laws are made, make them with the understanding that others will not play fairly by the rules. Your enemies will use every means to defeat you, including yourselves. These Mytharians hide behind their laws. They hide behind the very aspect of good, and look at the power it has given them. But they are losing, are they? Look around you. Yes, you were victorious here, but need I remind you that you were victorious because the Mytharians chose to aid you? Had they chosen to destroy you, you would have had an enemy on both sides and been overwhelmed. But it was our honesty that convinced him to join us. It was the orange. An external force of strength. That is what convinced him. I leave that decision to you, Marlowe, for it is the mortal's decision as to how he will live his life. But know this, do not ever forget the lesson of strength, and do not forget the wisdom of good. I cannot disagree with the Elephant Man on that. I think he is wrong. But perhaps I am as well. Difficult is your decision, but the sword you will have regardless.
I shall take neither of the wisdom that you have given me for granted. Will draw the greatsword with a semi-unsteady hand and look to Laza. Would you like to join us in practice? You wield the weapon?
Well, of course. I have my dagger. He'll pull it out. It can be quite intimidating. Sorry, I just... the memes flashed in my mind as soon as I said it.
None of the Pocahontas songs come to mind.
Barely even human savages.
Over the course of the next 3 days, I'd like to use all 3 of my 3rd level spell slots to cast a sending. 3 of each to 3 individuals 3 times for a total of 9.
Okay.
The first day I would like to send to Milla, Coffee, and Ginny. I can start with Milla.
Do you have these written up?
Milla, my friend. I do, yeah.
Yeah, just paste them to me when you're done, but go ahead and talk through them.
Okay. Milla, my friend. It's Marlowe. Sing my song. We sang songs of Shahrazad. The smell had awoken us first. Traveling for those traveling next. Next will be to Coffee. It's Malphus. Let's speak briefly. Sing my song. I'll paste the same song. The third will be for Ginny. It's Watcher M again. Old friend of Telry. Following up on letter. Fortunately, we may help bring Matheria back. You have map. Will you help?
Do you like me? Y/N.
That took me a week to write.
Dang, that's good though. That's good though.
The second day.
Boy.
3 messages for Thalion, Cavity, and Fane. First for Thalion. Druid Elf Man. Woman? Question mark. It's Watcher M. We have secured Moazkadan, Fey Gate Hilly Locks. You and friends joining? 1 for Cavity. Alligator Man. It's Watcher M. We have secured Moazkadan, Fey Gate and Silver Stones. You are welcome to travel here. Fix ley lines to fix magic. The last 4 Fane. Druid, it's Marlowe. Hope you got Acorn. Useful for rotting Alice corpse in Mana Island. Supposedly. We have Moazkadan. Neutral meeting ground. Take Faygate. On the 3rd day, the last 3 will be for Booker, the Barrow King, and Telry. For Booker. You. It's Watcher M. Following up on letter. We have Moazkadan. Neutral zone to discuss ley lines and Isle of Mana. Have you considered letter contents? The Barrow King, it is. It is Marlowe the Bard. We have taken Moazkadan. Establishing a neutral zone. Continuing pursuit of the ancients. We have a decade before Corvanus falls. The last is for Telry. When you have killed whatever had stolen your people's light, let us meet again, if but for a moment, to inscribe your truth in stone. Deep erotic undertones. Oh, wait, no, that's a note. Fuck. it ends into to describe your truth in stone. I can copy
Disappointed. That's what that was. That was that moment. Yeah, just send me all those. Obviously, since most of those are to players, I will have to wait to give you the responses from those sendings.
Telry definitely got the erotic undertones.
For the
Don't you worry.
for the sake of sanity, as we'll be spending a lot of time here, I probably won't let some story edges story beats go forward until I've received those answers. But there should be plenty to do in time to give time for those players to reach the chronological point in which they would receive them and respond to them.
Okay. Because it's over the course of 3 days, should I just give you the batch to NPCs and the batch to players separately, with like a break in between?
You just give them all to me. Yeah, just send them to me in DMs,
cool.
and then I can. Actually, what might be better is, can you put them in the notes here and then at me so I can find them whenever I go over stuff?
Yeah.
That'd be helpful.
Yeah. The only other thing I want to do later on in the episode is make a sword out of rocks.
Yeah.
And then continue talking philosophy, the boys.
Philosophy with the boys.
I should be good.
Okay, well, I do need to know your answers for everything, because I have all this stuff unfilled. So for the administration commands, what alignment would you guys want your city to be?
Lawful neutral, right?
Yeah.
Lawful
Pull
neutral?
up that list.
Okay. Just gonna go over it on stream so people can hear it.
Yep.
Okay. Alright, here we go. So, alignment is lawful neutral. Okay. What political ties would you like to maintain? Or start with?
So we were thinking Dust Lilies and/or Barrow King,
Yeah.
because those are the ones that we're the strongest with.
College, yeah, college. and
Bard's
King, right?
Bard's College, Dusk Lilies, Captain Carter's Matherians, and Risen. Any of the Risen that we have ties to that wouldn't break our laws or kill the Matherians of Carter.
Ooh.
Yeah, no.
We're messy.
Ooh.
If that's literally one dude who's like, hey, it's kind of cool, then that guy.
Well, the problem is you got to convince the big boss, who's all hyped up on hate juice right now. But okay, so you guys are tied to the Barrow King. I'm gonna put him down because you just are. Let me do this properly. So Barrow King, Carter's sect, we'll call it. You also wanted the Dusk Lilies.
And the Bard's College.
And Bard's College. Alright, so we need to talk about how much money do you want to spend on the city?
Minimum for 40,000.
40,000 minimal? Okay.
Yeah.
On top of that, we're setting aside what was the exact
6,000.
amount? Well, one year's worth to run the Fagate.
That is going to change, depending on what purchases you make with that 40,000 gold.
Okay.
Yeah, because if you add facilities, it'll add more upkeep. Feel me? Yeah. Now,
okay.
granted,
Not cheaper.
Now, granted, you could make facilities that make money as well. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like there's still that. Do you guys have your gold totals, by the way?
Totals?
Yes.
Just for the bar trades.
No, I have everything here. I just want to know how much, like, are you liquidating everything? Are you keeping stuff? Like the Royal Protector Golems,
Oh.
for example. Are you keeping those? Or
Yeah.
selling
Ah,
Yeah, I think we're gonna hold on to most of the.
Okay. The thing I'm going for is, what are you liquidating? If it's nothing, then that means you guys have 82,500 gold total.
right.
The only thing I think we might liquidate would be some of the gems, but
Okay. Well, we can. You also don't have to decide right now. I just kind of.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I just kind of want to know what I'm looking at here, so I can prepare
We're running
things
off.
for you.
We're running off the treasury at the moment until
Okay.
stated otherwise.
Running off treasury. Got it. So next up, who's going to be your regent? And if it's not going to be Carter or Laza or somebody else, I can recruit. And if you want me to recruit, I need to know alignment, preferred race, preferred political tie, and preferred skill set. It is okay if you want a bunch of regents to choose from. We can go through that. It's about how you want to spend your session time. So
It depends on Milla's response to the sending. And first choice, I think, would be Milla Willowpipe. And also depending on if they're able to, if they want to store the Sagas here and move the Bard's College here effectively. The second choice would be Laza, and the third is I'm totally down for whatever you guys are down for.
Milla does not respond.
Okay.
Oh no. She is in a war zone, so.
Yeah, but that's
I should probably do.
direct one-to-one sending unless the Mytharians are blocking communication somehow.
Or she's dead.
We
Yeah,
don't know.
that.
She could be dead.
Yeah, anything could happen. But Milla does not respond at this time.
Okay.
oh,
So Laza would be next up on our list.
I can get you the Barra King's response.
Ooh, yeah.
The Barra King's response is, excellent job. Will ask of the Toad King and other Fey Lords for assistance to establish network.
Log.
Solid.
Telry's response I will have to think of, because I need to establish where he is right now. And also, other events need to happen first.
I know where he is.
I know where he is. He scared the shit out of me, is what he was doing.
Yeah.
All right.
Literally took a dump in my hand and said, fuck off.
What is, So with Milla's response, which regent would you like to choose?
My vote's for Laza, but I'm down for whatever you guys want.
We like Laza. He's chill and wise and just a good egg.
What would Laza's skill set be then?
I can give you, since right now you got Carter and Laza up on the board, I can tell you what their regent ability and passive bonuses are for being the regent. How about that? I can give you some mechanics to work with.
Ooh.
Solid.
So first of all, Laza is a good person. So that means that because you're in a lawful neutral society, lawful good has the problem of being soft on criminals. More common than not, so there's a bit of softness there, so the legal system will not have as much teeth, which means crime may increase slightly. In addition to that, Laza will refuse to deal backhandedly, so you will make there's a penalty on money money that you'll make from your passives, but he will also passively increase almost every political tie that you'll have once you've established it. There are some that he will not, because those are evil factions and that shit's annoying to them, right? But the big bonus that he has, other than those minor passives, is that Laza, being a powerful a wizard in his own right, and having access to Amber, will give you once per month the ability to do a grand divination, which means I will tell you what is coming. It will be vague, it will be cryptic, but it will be there. So, basically he can see the future in like a really grand way once a month. and tell you what's coming. Let's see. So that's time stuff. Put that aside. So now, as for Carter. So Carter, being a doubtful Metherian, has a really cool system of passives. First, he increases lawfulness, which means that there is going to be less crime and more order. However, he also gives nuanced religious freedom. He has the suspicions required to not allow potentially dangerous individuals, but his view on religious freedom is actually quite tempered because of his experience with you. So he'll actually give an increase to religious characters and their presence in the area. He'll also give an increased level of order. And the other passive is that he starts with a good standing Metherian political tie, which is a double-edged sword, but it is what it is. Carter's special ability, as he is a battle herald, is Call to Arms. He has the ability to mobilize the entirety of the city in defense at a much faster rate than pretty much any other regent you could choose, which it gives you increased statistical benefits when defending against an attack, especially a surprise attack. So.
Better than I thought.
Those sound good to me. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
I mean, I like both of those. I like Laza for how broad it is, but also the seeing the future thing is just as effective as being able to mobilize quickly in a lot of cases.
Mm. Yeah, that's fair.
One is we can prepare, and one is to react, almost. Yeah. And I Chrome perspective, he really does like the military aspect as versus so close to the battlefield of everything.
Mm-hmm.
So that's Chrome's opinion.
But how does Chrome feel about Carter?
He doesn't hate or like. He just acknowledged as religion aside, Carter is a good man as a warrior.
Good.
But he's also a Metherian.
Yeah, that too. So he has minus brownie points, which just equals out to neutrality.
Respecting his skills as a warrior is a neutral thing anyway.
Yeah.
Because he is.
I think.
Yeah.
Laza already has the job of defending the Stone Sanctuary. And we know we'll keep him around regardless because I think he's in love with Marlowe. If we got Carter, then we'd have him, at least, dependably in the area. And we like him, so...
And to be
I think tying Carter here would... Well, we should have access regardless. It's just that they own it, effectively.
The biggest thing I think you guys should really think about, other than the mechanics, this is probably the most important part, is the regent controls everything while you're gone. So that means that if like a hard decision comes up, they'll make the decision based off of who they are, not necessarily what you would want. You guys get what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
So they act as you while you're not here, which means that you might have to consider how they would react to situations that they require different kinds of nuance, or for some examples to be given, Laza might forgive the right people and make a great benefit out of it by his act of forgiveness, or by being seen as soft because of his forgiveness, a crime lord takes root and actually gives Laza a really hard time because of his good nature.
That's what I'm afraid of. Laza deals in half measures.
Well, I'm just giving examples. I'm not saying these are going to happen. So Carter, for example, may be completely unshakable when it comes to apostates performing darker deeds, even for the good, even for the best reasons. And although he is bound by the laws of the land, he is not bound by his religion and may seek to exile or punish people based off of their darker religious beliefs. Having nuance doesn't mean he isn't a Metherian still. And as always, he could be turned further back to where he came from. I mean, there's a lot to be discussed there. But he is also a military character, and will not only call to arms the defense, but be able to actively participate in warfare far more effectively than Laza would, because Laza is not a warrior. So, it's one of those things.
Something to take into consideration. Oh, go ahead.
Carter should not be the regent. I think he should be an ally, because
I agree.
if he was the regent, he'd have to stay. And the whole premise was on him meeting Metheria. And it also adds complication of, say the Weeping Knight comes by and is like, what's Carter, why are you the leader of this like underground foreign group of people?
Not only that,
and
if some of our fighting force comes from the Barrow King, they're not going to want to work with him.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I think Carter as an ally is better.
Yeah, I think one of the issues we're going to run into is if like a knight shows up, there's nothing we can do to keep the Barrow King's men away. I think at that point, that's a
Laza for regent. Then that's my vote.
We can always have introductions to other regions.
Yeah, we could always recruit.
Suppose we could.
You could. You could recruit.
I do like Laza, but I'm not sure if I like either of these guys as regents. I think Milo would have been the best way to go.
But she's probably dead.
50-50.
Pessimistic.
Everyone worthwhile dies. So
would we have to send like a group of adventurers to go like check up on that, or would Laza be able to do some divination?
You can do whatever you want. You just tell me what you want to do.
Yeah, could we have Laza attempt to like divine her?
You can try. He has scrying.
Mr. Marlowe, could you talk to your good friend?
I think he's in the rock, so.
Why don't we get that Fae?
Oh yeah, we also got to talk to the bunny. Should we get the bunny lady to be regent?
No.
Yeah, the Fae could be regent.
Oh my
It's
god.
a
Way too
neutral
strict.
party.
Gosh, the homework that'll be given to Weep at that point.
I might actually shit IRL for like 30 seconds, but just pretend I'm swinging my greatsword around in the rock. I trust your guys' judgment.
Hear me out, fellas.
Hear me out. All right.
We're listening.
No, I'm just saying,
Talking hair.
Marlowe's just like, meet your new regent, Dommy Bunny Mommy.
Tommy, Bonnie, Mommy. That's hard to say.
I think we interview some regents to see what our options are.
Same.
I mean, yeah, Laza is good, but Laza is our only choice at this point.
Laza is also a useful companion, though. So.
Yeah.
Okay, let's interview some then.
All right, if you want to interview some people in order to generate or search for them, I will need you to give me some specifications. Those specifications are, what alignment would you like them to be?
Lawful neutral still, right?
Yeah, lawful neutral. The
Lawful
city
neutral,
is lawful neutral.
is somewhere around there.
Okay, lawful neutral. Do you have a preferred race, or races that you would not like to work with?
Not foreigners.
Yeah. Let's lock out foreigners.
We deal with a whole lot of them already. No offense, Marlowe.
Should we preference dwarf? Because I know we're still trying to preserve.
No.
City's
We
history.
shouldn't preference dwarf. Dwarf
No.
should be on the list, but not preference.
They'll think they'll own the place. We definitely don't want a dwarf, and we don't want an elf for that same reason.
Technically.
An orc as well.
Well, I understand why we wouldn't want an elf.
You know what we need? A good old-fashioned halfling.
No.
And we just hire the Toad King as regent.
Gosh,
right.
nice try.
The Toad King.
You can't fucking afford him, bro.
We could get a
Bunny,
a frogcubine. We could get a frogcubine.
Okay, so non-foreigner preferred?
Yes.
Non-foreigner preferred.
Okay, what preferred political tie would you like?
Fuck.
Or not like, I guess.
No brass baron.
Dusk Lilies would be preferred.
Dust Lilies are a
Yeah.
secret organization, so you can't really require them because you won't
Arts
know they are.
College.
Don't we know them through Mila though?
Knowing them doesn't mean that you are able to discover.
Fair.
You can't recruit for them. They are a secret organization.
That's
if you say we're looking for Dust Lilies, they're like, I'm not going to that. That's a fucking trap.
Bard's College.
Yeah.
Bard's College, yeah, you can do that.
Okay,
Yeah, Bard's College.
that's my vote.
Yeah. All right. That was basically what we wanted anyway.
Good
Bard's
politicians
College?
come out of bards.
Marlowe's one.
Yeah, but we can't have him as regent. He'll be stuck here.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what preferred skill set would you like them to have? This could be things like warrior, scholar, politician, things like that.
Ooh.
The warrior really called to me there. I don't know.
Warriors are good. That's what we are. That's what we know how to deal with.
Or should we do politician? Because I don't think any of us are really good at. Well, I guess Marlowe's a little bit good at that. I'm trying to think of like what our weak points are. I'm trying to fill that in.
This city is much like a fortress. It has lots of moving parts that a military leader would work.
Well, you could also get someone who's just good with accounting and basically get the same results.
Potentially so, I suppose. So yes, I guess warrior or math.
Politician.
A warrior poet, like a
Warrior.
battle
Did you say
hero.
math?
Warrior or math.
Warrior poetry.
I guess that would fall under scholar, right? A mathematician, someone who's counting or something like that.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Sure.
Do we have to choose one, or can we choose two?
You could choose. The more details you give me, the better.
Anyone else got something? But I mean, I guess people want militaristic and good at like logistics.
Militaristic would help keep the place protected. Logistics or people who like knowledge and stuff like Marlowe, because
What would
Arts
a
College.
researcher skill set look like?
That'd
For
be a scholar.
Scholar?
So I guess, does it come down to, do we want someone who's kind of a jack of all trades, or are we looking for a specialist?
I think a specialist would be a greater boon. Obviously, we would be lacking in something, but I think the city will. I think we can make it up for what the region will lack when we're gone.
Yeah, I think what we have access to, faction-wise specifically, I'm not too sure if we need to worry so much on militaristic, because we got the Metharians and the Barrow King.
draw on hand to keep them all in order.
Yeah. So we want to keep someone who's very much aligned with our lawful neutral state. Perhaps even if we want to push for this Barrow King Metharian, it might be very valuable to have someone who's extremely law-oriented, actually. Someone who can keep the peace.
So a politician.
Politician, yeah. Now I'm thinking about it. I think politician might be our key way.
Yeah, so politician would be the choice.
Yeah.
I think we should go with Laza because we've known him for a long time.
I do agree.
I think meeting somebody over the course of 5 days and then being like, okay, you're now our de facto head of state because
we can always
you're capable.
We can always meet them and not just hire them. We just like, no, never mind. Just go back to Laza.
I think Laza should be the regent, but we should do this process for the tiers of
there's plenty of
hierarchy.
there's plenty of other staff to choose. Like
Yeah, so no harm.
There's diplomat, vizier, there's head of the districts whenever you unlock them. Like there's a lot.
Yeah. No harm in interviewing, and if Laza fits one of the other jobs better, then we can do that.
I
think Laza should be the head of the head because he would effectively, he wouldn't die for us, but he would effectively like really be swinging for our court.
Yeah, he is.
That's true.
He's a
His
known
loyalty
variant.
is huge.
Yeah. I agree.
He
but I
has
do
shed
think-
blood with you.
Yeah.
It's one of those things.
Yeah.
I agree.
And I think the idea is that the people shouldn't know that the Carnelian Circle has left the town. I think we're like the fucking shadow government kind of thing. It's like, oh, the leaders who run the place. It's like, who are they? Where are they? Who knows?
Well, I don't.
Laza's just like the face.
I mean, I get that, but I don't think Laza can pull off. I don't think he's got the backbone to be running this kind of like high stress environment. I do think we need to.
But it's not a monarchy.
Yeah.
The thing is, the citizens will be too focused on the citizen matters of like how their housing works, and they'll look to the people that run that directly above them.
I'm worried about all the different factions we're going to be pulling in, because remember, we're going to be pulling in a bunch of adventurers who are going to have multiple variables and like where they're from and what they believe. There's going to be a lot of different faces that are very aggressive with each other, and I think having somebody who specializes in keeping order would be your biggest boon.
It would be more effective, 100%, but I don't think that they would be more effective at representing our personal interests than Laza would be, because he understands us and our personal interests way more than anyone that we'd meet in the course of 5 days.
Agreed.
Or even a month.
Point made. We should definitely go with Laza. We should definitely have these interviews to see who else we can get on staff.
I think Laza being the source, the sole source of, like judiciary, executive, and all that jazz is a failure on our part. I think all of that should be disseminated throughout the system, so that Laza doesn't really have to do anything.
Right. Final say. He'll have a final say. Okay.
So yeah, the region is what that was.
Oh, what were you saying, Lurker? You're low.
Just fill it out as politician. We want people that can do political stuff to keep factions in check.
No, second vote, I guess, for politician. Should we do the interviews anyways then? Because I think Luke's...
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Just see what cards we're playing with, you know.
So
right.
lawful neutral politician who specializes, I guess, in like keeping peace.
All right, give me a moment. You may go ahead.
In the course of these conversations, be over the span of those 5 days, and I pop out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, are you saying you don't want to be a part of it, or?
Well, no, I'm saying if these musings about how things should be run, can that happen during the course of the 5 days I'm in the Rock?
Yeah, I'm just. Do you want to be there at the interviews?
Cool.
Like, is that what you're trying to say?
I do. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's fine.
Canonically.
Yeah, that's fine. Give me a moment while I generate some stuff. You can maybe talk about what government you guys want to run. I'll be back. I just need to focus on it real quick.
Democracy. You know,
democracy, dude. Those always.
They fucking hate democracy.
Democracy is terrible. People are stupid in groups. One person, very smart.
No, I genuinely think
global
technocracy will not
technocracy
work
is
in
the
this. Wow.
I'm sorry. What was that?
Okay.
What did you fucking say?
It works now for us, but in this scenario, it does not work well.
Marlowe grips his greatsword and stares at God in defiance.
Continue. I'm sorry. That was too perfect.
We can be commies. Oh wait, no. Luke hates commies. Never mind.
I'm gonna eagle out, guys. It's not. I'm just kidding. You do what you want.
Look, we can have a monarchy.
Let's make the right choice.
Let Laza be king, of course.
Monarch. King Laza.
No, I'd not vote for him. So
got a nice ring to it.
I didn't vote for you.
I was thinking of a caste system that puts us at the top and then trickles down from our interest.
So fascism, yes.
Literally a fascism.
All right.
Perfect. Good. That's what we're doing.
That's not fascism. Do you know what fascism is?
Yeah, yes.
You literally have the best example of theocratic fascism right in front of you for the past 500 years. How is this fascism?
That's just because you're not at the top, Marlowe.
It's not. Oh my god. Okay.
You're at the top. You
I'll
feel like
watch.
it's like it's trickling
you know
down.
what? Fuck it, we're going accelerationist.
A totalitarian oligarchy is not fascist. Fascist is use of force to enforce the rules and the hierarchy. It is a hierarchy based on the usage of force. It is the might makes right.
Look,
It is
I am
literally
just-
the Church of Materia.
I am just a fantasy medieval person. The only thing I know is fantasy medieval things. So we can
don't know
have
what that means.
we could have a
Oh,
king.
actually, I might actually go over that real quick. So you guys can
Yeah.
stay in character.
Yes.
So, Marlowe is from Calcatesh. So, anybody from Calcatesh is going to be mostly exposed to monarchies, meritocracies. I would say theocratic monarchies, and probably a healthy dose of anarchy in there. Obviously, people in Corvinus have lived under the example and rule of a theocratic oligarchy, like Marlowe was pointing out, like the whole time. So that's pretty straightforward. And anybody from Glaeus, is anybody here from Glaeus? I don't think so, right?
No.
Okay. Is it just Calcatesh and Corvinus?
That's us.
Okay, so there's a lot of exposure in Calcatesh to different forms of governance. I think the big thing here, keep in mind, is that it is really difficult to remove the Matherian influence over everything. So basically, if you are not a theocratic oligarchy, you are weird in Corvinus. You know what I mean? Like it's not really considered a functioning form of.
It's not a government. It's a club.
Yeah, it's a lesser government, right? And that has nothing to do with whether or not it actually is. It is just what
It's just like the Dons. They're not really a government. They're an organization.
It's what you would treat it as. It's like, what's the difference between a cult and a religion? Fucking presentation and publicity. That's the difference. Like, that's kind of what it is, right? So,
how people see it.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, that being said, I will generate your political characters now.
Hooray!
Fuck it, we'll do technocrats. Everyone's an expert, or you get fucked.
I am a huge proponent of global technocracy.
Are we doing the Mageocracy?
What land are you actually from in Calcatesh, Marlowe?
Majital.
Majital? Okay, so
yeah.
Mageocracy is what.
Mageocracy.
Yeah, like the Mage College and stuff.
And Mageocracy is the Mageocracy in Majital is that those without magic are pitied and are second-class citizens. They're not.
My understanding, it's the is it the descendants of Kasael or Corsael?
Well, those are the Sharkai. The Majitalians, right? They are comprised of all sorts of different lineages, but most of them are from the Scarab Kings. Scarab Lords, excuse me, which are Elvish. So, a lot of the magic comes from their elven blood, and that's been diluted and mixed around, and also from the blood from their planar summons from the Nexus. So, essentially, if you don't have any magic at all, that's really rare and sad, and you are unable. And it's not like they have laws like those are lesser people. It's that they experience life as a lesser person because they can't access the things that everyone else can that makes their life better and allows them to operate in a higher form of understanding. So what I use to explain Majital's existence to people is, imagine you lived in today's society, but you could not use internet in any way, shape, or form. You couldn't use it on your phone. You couldn't use it on the computer. You couldn't look up anything. You have like a supernatural inability to use internet or benefit from it in any direct sense. You would be at a huge disadvantage, right? It's the same. It's the same thing in Majutol if you don't have magic, because like all of their street signs, their doors, shit like that runs off magic. Like it's a mageocracy, and the more magic you have, the higher your social standing is, because you are literally more powerful than everyone else, right? And that's why the mage families are elevated, and that's why marriage is. Anyway, the point is, Majutol is a mageocracy, and that's what Marlowe would have been raised in, if that helps in any way.
So you're second class because the automatic doors don't open for you, so you have to go in the service entrance.
Well, yeah, that's my point. Like, you can't do it. That's my whole point. So that's how they view things. So it isn't that they hate the people that are non-magical. In fact, they pity them, right? But they cannot function in society like everyone else. So they are, by definition, second-class citizens because of that. That's my whole point. That's why the mageocracy works in Majutol. So,
would you?
I am leaning towards that kind of hierarchy, but instead of magic use, it would be preservation and dissemination of knowledge as sort of the sole objective, to connect disparate groups of people, disseminate knowledge about the actual going-ons of everything, and it's sort of like a poetic extension of what we're trying to do with other groups.
So you're a theocratic technocrat based around the knowledge gods.
I mean, I don't fucking know what to call
it.
Yeah. Definitely some kind of caste system, or like hierarchy.
So what you're describing is a geneocracy.
A geneocracy?
Yeah. A geneocracy.
I guess we're down. I guess we gotta do it now.
Do you know what a geneocracy is?
No.
Okay, so a geneocracy is that the literal meaning is only geniuses rule the world, right? Only geniuses or get put into positions of power. But the translation to medieval terms describing what you're describing is the geneocracy is the level of knowledge that person has access to and that has allowed others to experience or are capable of opening up to those people, is the depiction of their social value and therefore their elevation in that structure.
Yes, that's what I'm leaning towards.
Yeah, is that about what you're going for? Yeah. That's a geneocracy.
The opposite of idiocracy.
Yes.
Great movie.
Did you see the pyramid I put in the notes?
I have looked at it. I'm currently building a political entourage of people for you to choose from.
Welcome to Politics
for the
101.
boys.
Oh, for the boys, you mean? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, what do you guys think?
Yeah.
Oh, it's sick.
I mean, we saw
a pyramid scheme.
It was the most Marlowe thing I've seen in a long time.
I think we all silently nodded in approval, and then just didn't say anything.
I knew it. Now Marlowe must nod. Luke has to be.
He's always got that little self-centeredness of putting us at the top than every other person who follows a knowledge god. And then if you just happen to be a librarian, and then the rich and powerful.
It's like, do you have knowledge? You're up here.
I worked in a library once for a couple of months. Does that count?
Man, I'm so glad that you taught Knarh how to use her brain muscle. Otherwise, she wouldn't even be up there.
So for chat's sake, there's the idea of the government. My thoughts are, it's a pyramid, not a scheme. It's an upside down funnel. In 6 tiers. The topmost is us, of course, because
of course.
Beneath us are direct followers of knowledge gods. Beneath them are librarians, so keepers of knowledge, disseminators of information to the different disparate factions. Beneath them are nobles, so people who have experience in a specific field of something, or are merchants, or wizened soldiers and things. Beneath them are residents, just people who are like, I'm going to live here and help clean out the forest. And then beneath them are guests, so people who just like walk in, or like, I'm looking for a glass of water. That's kind of the 6 tiers.
Good tiers. Good.
There is some nuance. I might want to cook on for a bit longer of how each of those tiers are developed in terms of, my thought is there's a council who establishes laws for the tier, and they get approval from the tier above them. And if there's a question, that tier gets approval from the tier above them, and so on and so forth, until the really big questions have to be answered, like, big questions and shit. And I'm also thinking of like a constitution or like a declaration of like, these are the fundamental laws of this place, sort of like, you can't destroy knowledge willingly. You can't murder people, all that jazz.
The pen is greater than the sword.
Part of me thinks
The
that
penis.
all we can do is hope that this will catch on, and that people, as they join and we all say, this is the way it is here, that they'll just catch on and continue, because in the end, I just have this terrible feeling that it won't be what you're planning.
Well, I think it will, because there's already precedent for it happening with the Bard's College, and even the Metherian Inquisitors respect the Bard's College, even if they're sacking all of Mournhell around it. And there is a lot of precedent for, like, knowledge itself is in some ways respected, and the Keepers are respected. It's mostly the political faction that they're tied to that people disagree with, like the Barrow King versus the Mournhellians versus the Church, etc. I think a purely neutral state that is for the preservation of history, kind of like a Switzerland, would actually fare well.
The Switzerland of knowledge.
I'll switch up that knowledge in your land.
So we're gonna make a lot of libraries, right?
One big library in the stone.
I think the pyramid in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to have like the grand library set up inside the.
Remember how this was supposed to be like a museum and everything?
So to be clear,
we're turning it into a library now.
I have to be clear on something. You're putting Laza as the face, and you are defining yourself as the Carnelian Circle, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, that would be our name.
Okay. All right. I'm almost done. I just got to make a few options here for you.
Oh, do we announce our name?
I mean, a library is a museum, right?
Yes, Gruul.
It's
Go out on the front step and shout it.
Not.
Let everyone know.
Find the highest peak.
Gruul's just outside by himself. My mom's a Wendigo.
You're just talking to Barrel.
My mom's
Poor
a
Gruul.
Wendigo. You want to see my acorn?
Sometimes I feel sorry for him.
Hello, traveling.
Well, you
bandit.
haven't
Would you
known
like
him
to
that
communicate?
long, Twilight.
He just seems so sad, like he's lost everything, and
Oh, he has. I mean, he is.
You're
kind
the
of,
only one who listens to me, Barrel.
He's kind of dead inside and out right now, so that happens.
I know you're only magically bound to do what I tell you, but appreciate you having you here.
Yep.
Gruul's the kind of guy who'd buy slaves just to have someone to talk to.
Now they have to talk to me. Oh, you guys want to hear me communicate? I have no choice. Cool. That's nice.
Gruul keeps like a secret zombie spawn locked in some room. That's
Yeah,
his buddy.
all Shaun of the Dead style.
Yeah.
I just use it to therapeutically get everything off my chest. Like, oh man, thanks. Really appreciate.
You're such a good listener, Gribble Grabble.
Thanks for listening.
You're such a good listener, Gripple.
Here's your brain. There you go.
That's a good boy. That's a good boy right there.
Has Mr. Gruul considered, instead of barrels and zombies, has he considered getting just a good dog? Just a good boy.
I think that originally he had wanted a bird.
Birds
like
are terrible pets. Terrible. They're messy. They don't listen. They're noisy. They wake up earlier than anyone.
No,
But
They say
dogs,
the dumbest shit.
I mean,
dogs are great.
I already had dogs, unfortunately. Ma ate them.
Oh,
His
Kicks a
mother
rock.
is a Wendigo.
got eaten by the Wendigo.
Is that how she became a Wendigo, eating dogs? You're not supposed to eat those, pretty sure. They're basically people.
No. Sorry, sometimes I have a hard time telling the difference between you, Twilight, and the other one that you don't like me comparing you to.
Yeah. Yeah, those guys are weird.
Telry
The sick burn.
had too many dogs. There is a limit. You just need one good dog.
I don't think I've ever had a
You're
pet.
saying this and you don't have a dog.
I've never had one. My parents didn't let me. Maybe I'll have one now. Maybe I'll go
How
and
do you know
find a
what-
dog.
A dog?
Yes.
Do you just have a lexicon of shit to say that like has no basis whatsoever? Or do you just make this up on the spot?
Do you not? Does everything you do have a purpose, Marlowe, or do you live sometimes?
Oh goodness, trust me, everything
No.
he does has purpose.
Aren't you like super old?
No, I'm actually quite young.
Do you ever just take a day off to just do whatever?
Aren't you old? Oh god.
Hang on. How many years you been around again, Marlowe?
It's hard to tell. I don't know how to measure it.
You don't know how to measure it.
Well over a century, but
Yeah, he's old.
I don't know. I don't know if you remember this, but where I'm from, being here, time moves twice as fast over there. I didn't recognize my home when I looked through the portal because
Oh, yeah, that's
somewhere
right.
around 2 decades had spanned.
Yeah, you were kind of in shock by the fact that the place was very different.
Yes, but
Very magical.
If I
even then, right now, time doesn't feel like it's passing faster to you here, right?
It doesn't feel like it, but I don't know if I age twice as fast as the rest of you, despite naturally aging 10 times as slow.
All right. So bear with me. When you are not thinking about rocks or Laza or saving Corvanus or solving some problem or protecting knowledge or whatever, when you're not doing all of those things, what do you think about? Thank you.
The gods sometimes. Wordplay.
Mr. Marlowe, you're such a big picture person. You write poetry. That's something. Is all of your poetry about big picture things, or do you just write some just for fun because a play on words was funny or something?
Rarely.
Knarh leans over to Twilight. Depending on the moment or what he sees, he sometimes thinks about boobs.
They're fascinating.
They fascinate me.
I see.
Okay. All right, I got your
Nice.
I got your peeps together.
Okay. Well,
The interviews have gone out.
you know, Mr. Marlowe, perhaps you wouldn't give off such an eerie mechanical man vibe if you, I don't know, had a hobby that didn't seem like it held so much weight. Yeah. How do you feel about kites?
I don't.
Hey Marlo, you want to try some of this black silver I cooked up?
I know what that is.
I feel like in another life I did this. I'm having.
The last time I tried that, it went well. Although I'm having second thoughts now.
Did you dilute it?
No,
yeah,
no, it's not diluted.
let me roll it for you real quick. Yeah.
Did you? Yes, I think Chrome has the right idea. Did you do it properly, or did you just like lick a handful of dust or something?
All right, are you guys ready to do your meetings? Yeah, I'm ready to go when you guys are. So
let's do it.
Thank you.
Lots of people to talk to. So I've generated some NPCs based off of your storylines. I have also pulled out a bonus one because now enough time has passed. I can do it.
Woohoo.
And oh boy, that one's gonna be fun.
You can do it.
All right.
The bet.
So I don't have your like inner like throne room stuff yet because we're still building that. But let's just pretend that's what this is for now. So everybody kind of go to wherever you want in the Carnelian Circle.
Ooh, yes. I think my spot is over here.
Swigg, I think you're down here more.
Alucard will go over here and be cool and edgy and lean against something.
If this doesn't end up symmetrical, I'm gonna have a fucking heart attack.
Everyone, be as
Do it on purpose. Do it on purpose. Unsymmetrical. Yes, this is perfect.
glorious.
Okay.
Purposely shoot.
It's a circle.
I've got some things. So Laza will introduce them as he is the face. And I'm going to do some different music. Let's do Battlefield one.
Marlowe, what is about it? Stop pointing over there.
This is his new hobby.
Prepare yourself. They're coming in.
Please encourage him.
He's freaking out. We're not in a circle.
Damn it, Marlowe. Fine. Have it your way.
Thank you so much. Holy shit.
If this is not symmetrical, I'm going down.
Wait, but what about Alucard and Loss?
Now you're just doing it to have fun.
Okay. Laza will then lead them in as they are the face. You will hear them outside. You'll hear a somewhat familiar voice go, "What do you mean you're not the one I'm supposed to talk to?" "Oh, well, I'm actually only just the face. The Carnelian Circle awaits you." All right.
I put my helmet on, by the way.
Oh, okay.
They can't tell I'm undead right away.
And,
I turned into a monkey.
you guys see this character.
Oh.
It's
Oh,
been a
he's very
year,
handsome.
but can I roll a check to remember him?
Oh, Knarh remembers him.
Well, as he walks in, he will look like he shit himself as he sees this character, and just mostly these two, because you look way different and you have a mask on.
Knarh looks at him.
Well, this here is Mr. He'll look at the paper. Nicholas Smalls. Yes, that's my name. Don't wear it out. Maybe this isn't such a good idea.
Oh no. Please come inside.
Greetings, Nicholas.
Pause.
It's Dekilos, actually. Oh, my apologies.
Oh.
But anyway, should I... Do I stand here, or the middle?
I point.
Yes,
You
in the
can
middle,
stand
please.
wherever you like.
Can I just walk past you? This is kind of strange.
Show us your hat. It's a very nice hat.
Thank you. So anyway, I had heard that you were looking for someone to help you with the political stances and all that good stuff. Well, I am a representative of the Bard's College, and I am a politician of some renown. In fact, I've ran many parties, been a part of quite a few, and I am no stranger to smoozing when necessary. And if you need something done right, I'm definitely the person that gets it done.
Let's cut the pleasantries and cut straight to the chase. We have a rather biased and tumultuous history with you and your work at the Bard's College.
Yes.
Will you help us understand what is currently happening at the Bard's College? It's been a while since we've been there.
Well, I wish I could tell you more, but I got out when the fighting started. What I've heard through the grapevine, as it were, there isn't a Bard's College anymore. From what I heard, the Metherians had pressed in through the eastern districts. They found a few holes in the gates, but apparently some winged angel just started laying waste to the Mournhal defenders. It seems that some of its sacred fire set the Bard's College aflame. From what I've heard, there isn't a Bard's College anymore.
Last.
Have you heard any rumors of Willow Pipe?
Oh, that lady? No, I haven't. Well, that's not true. I have heard that some got out. Maybe she did. I don't know for certain.
Perhaps another straightforward question. Do you still have connections to the flesh trade? He will look him directly in the eyes.
He'll look nervous, kind of look around. How do you know? Oh. No.
Honesty will be your greatest tool here.
I put my axe down.
I'm not currently working with them, but I suppose if I messaged them, they would answer.
He'll nod.
We understand that you were an opportunist. We were the ones who took down. Oh shit! What was the Lord's name?
Montague?
Lord Montague?
Yes. We're the ones who had taken down Lord Montague. This is because of the lack of respect he had for the integrity of the Sagas, trying to add his own.
Oh, well, you probably should know, he, is the new maestro.
He is?
Montague is dead.
No, he isn't.
Or
is he undead?
I don't know. All I know is that A. Montague has been named the maestro, and I don't think he had any children.
The maestro of what college?
The Bard's College.
The one that's been destroyed?
Well, I presume the one they intend to replace it. Look, I will admit, I only know little bits and pieces. I got out real early, all right? What I know is that the prince didn't take too well to the defenders of Mournhal, and indeed, the Bard's College, even though it supposedly was supposed to be neutral, provided aid to them. Now, granted, as far as I know, they provided aid to any of the injured, preferring to keep their stories alive and, well, record their experiences and, you know, all that other good stuff. But apparently they didn't take too kindly to that, and the angel laid waste to it.
I fear much of what's been there may be lost.
The man will shrug.
Thank you for letting us know.
You're welcome.
It seems to me that our objectives differ quite a bit, but would not be contradictory to one another or get in the way of one another. I do take it that you are an opportunist, given observation of your past actions, especially in regards to working with Lord Montague. Our prerogative here is to spread information, truthful information, store knowledge to whatever capacity we can, and act as a neutral zone. If you have something that could benefit us, you're more than welcome to stay here and work with us.
Well, I'll just tell you, I need a job, and not a lot of people are hiring a dilettante, as it were. Someone with the skills to talk to the people, to arrange parties and alliances. In fact, it seems that everyone's poised to tear each other apart. I'm no warrior or military tactician. I try to stop fights from happening. And he'll kind of look down, slightly ashamed. I guess you're right about that. I worked with Lord Montague. I really didn't know what was happening until I was already involved, and at that point, I didn't...
Embraced it.
He doesn't really answer that, and instead he says, look, I want to start over. I want to find... I want to do something I can be proud of, and I only have a specific set of skills in which to make a life for myself. And if you hired me on, I would be most grateful. I would be loyal, and I would do anything to maybe have my story not have so many dark chapters in it. Maybe I might even find redemption. Maybe.
I don't know if I believe you in terms of your aspirations for good, but I think that is beside the point. You're welcome to stay here. We can negotiate the terms in a few days after we have talked to others and figured out the strata of this hierarchy.
And discuss this amongst ourselves.
Yes. I do not hold any personal resentment towards you and your involvement in the prior mess that we were involved with.
He will give a bow of thanks. I thank you for being so open-minded. If you have any questions, I'll answer them. In the meantime, I've written a dossier of myself. Use it as you see fit. He will hand you his character sheet.
I will give a nod. Say, we will consider this and come back to you with terms.
He will excuse himself awkwardly from the circle of people surrounding him.
I declare.
All right, I'm gonna put him over here in this corner.
Do you think we come on a little strong in a circle like this? I like it.
I think we should leave out an opening at the bottom instead of a weird walk around the two.
They can go right through the middle.
No, I like the weird. I think the weird puts us in a strong hand.
We should be more rhomboid.
We should be more rhomboid. Marlowe, please adjust the circle.
Am I in the right place? Not quite.
There. Everyone, strike a pose as the next one comes in.
What are we doing? Am I?
All right, you will hear outside. Laz will go, "Oh, hello, sir, and welcome. Get out the fucking way. Where is he?" Shove. Laza will come tumbling in, fall on his fours, as an old man will kick open the door. Where the fuck is he?
Oh my word, is that Shap?
Wait, you're alive?
Who's Shap?
What do you fucking mean? Of course I'm alive. You! As he points at Marlowe.
He was our driver.
Why do you people know everyone?
You fucking left me there. Do you know how long I looked for you?
Oh, shit.
Yeah! Oh, shit!
We
I had to go speak to an undead king. I had to cross till the billionaires across the entire fucking continent. I had to beat the shite out of some Mytharians, come up into these mountains, find my way all the way here. Give me my gold.
Didn't Milla pay you?
No.
We also-
Didn't she say? Fuck, how much do we owe you?
150.
That's a man.
I'm going
Who's
to contain
determined.
myself.
Well, how much did I get?
Pay the man, Mr. Marlowe.
Just pay him.
Do you have any idea what I went through for you? I got tortured.
Good.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that in a second. Also, why are you dead?
A lot of us are now.
Ugh, whatever.
I think he was dead from the beginning, but it's a long story. Here's 200 gold for good measure.
Good. That was very rude. And you have a fucking dick for a nose. Oh. Now, I've got some questions for you lot, and I'm not going anywhere until they're answered.
Mr. Laza, I think he's just jealous. of
Who
your
the
nose.
fuck are you?
Oh. We picked her up.
You would like to know, wouldn't you?
He's a stowaway on our boat.
Twilight? Shap?
Well,
Shap
Twilight.
While he's
Where's
turning the other direction.
Wait, is that... Oh. Okay, he looks back.
Yeah.
What the... Where's the other small
she's
one?
hot. I think, Telry left. He went to, destroy the Pale City.
Oh! Good! He'll light up a cig. Oh, alright, so here's
Marlowe
what's...
will join him.
Here's what's going on. So, first, I got tortured by some Mytharians. I also... Let's just say I got burned, shot, stabbed, bludgeoned over the head. I got ran over by a carriage. I fought with gators in the eastern swamps. I made my way through the fucking mountains. I am not happy. But I came all this way to say this. I want in.
You went in.
All this? I want in. Shappy needs his payday. I'm not a young man anymore. I need a place to put up my feet. Maybe find a nice wife. Make some stupid children that can keep making wagons and driving people like you around the fucking world to do your stupid shite. I want a place in the city, a nice one, with a stable, and I'll provide transport for you and your cronies. How does that sound? And maybe I won't kick your ass for abandoning me. Smokes angrily.
Well, you've arrived quite early. Most of the land is unclaimed. We can give you a pretty large portion to make your wagons and, as you said, stupid children.
Good.
We do not have a wagon master after all. It would be an open position.
Yeah, no shit. Don't worry, I'll take care of everything. I'm not much of a regent, as this one was babbling about. Oh, my name is Laza. Your name is fucking Dick Nose until you fucking prove yourself. What? So tell you what, I'll take care of your logistics problem. A city this big's gonna need a nice carriage system. For deliveries, couriers, all that sort of thing. You're gonna make me the head of that, I'll make sure it's done nice and right, and I'll get some boys to enforce the roads so that people don't act all wise. Any questions?
That sounds great. Hopefully the land we allot to you and the peace that brings you is enough to repay you for the...
Ah, it's fine. I actually pretty much enjoyed myself. Plus, the Metherians don't know how to torture with shit. They didn't even go after me balls. Flick cigarette at this guy for no reason. I'll see you outside.
Did he just fucking flick a cigarette at me?
He
Fuck
did.
you, stupid old man. You're gonna die.
He's
Are you
gone.
gonna
He's gone.
finish that?
He's gone.
That's the deputy? Oh, okay.
Bro, eat that man.
So
God,
Marlowe
I'm
will
gonna kill him.
grab the rest and put it in his pocket.
Grabs his cigarette butt.
so Twilight,
God, I've been waiting to bust him out for so long,
me and my
guys.
companions have been traveling for a solid a year now across the world. We've seen all sorts of people, and apparently they're all showing up.
You've told stories
Why are they
of
all
these
still
people.
alive?
And you've told me that almost all of them died at some point, and apparently I'm beginning to
They should
believe
have.
that was a lie. Y'all are inflating your stories, is what I'm hearing.
No, we all are
You
just
hear a dog
pessimists,
barking?
convinced of the worst.
It was something unique
Okay.
seeing Dickolas, I think his name is.
His
Nicholas-
name was DeCarlos.
I'm not scared of him anymore. I gotta admit.
He was trying to buy us as sex slaves, I think, like the first day we met.
Yes, he was attempting to sell me and Chrome gelded.
How are you afraid of this man? He seems pretty pathetic.
Well,
We
when
were-
you're tied to a wall,
Well, first off, you were unconscious, but
I was
No.
watching.
Okay, anyway.
it was more the barbarians that had
But he's not one of the ones that died.
bandits. Clearly not.
Did you think he did?
All right, Laza will then
I
say,
don't fucking remember.
"Oh, hello."
Kind of hoped.
We'll go and speak to some people, and he'll go outside and say, "Oh, hello there. Hello. I'm here for the job offer." "Oh, right, of course, right, of course. You won't be speaking to me. You'll actually be speaking to the Carnelian Circle. Radio edit." And Laza will introduce this individual. She will kind of walk towards the center. She will say, "Hello, I'm Justice Rowe. Pleasure to make your acquaintance."
Greetings.
Hail, Justice.
I heard that you were looking for people to look after this place. And considering that was supposed to be my job before, I think it only fair that I make something out of the situation I'm in. And as she kind of shrugs, you will see that there are pale strips on her wrists, indicating that she has been in manacles for some time, at least until recently.
Guess we can cut to the chase. Tell us a bit about yourself, what you're good at, and why you're here.
Well, before all you lot came along, I was a part of another group under the authority of a Thane. Shadestone was his clan name, and I acted as caravan master, protecting them as they got here, and then I acted as sort of a liaison in between Shadestone and this group of adventurers that he had. I more or less ran everything of the camp for them, made sure they were well supplied. I led the dwarves that came to build the towers that you see outside on the surface. In fact, I think that I was going to be put in quite the position before we were attacked by the Metherians.
So you're already practically expecting this job in the first place.
I already learned a lot for it. I know a lot about the city that I learned from Shadestone, which is probably one of the reasons why I was allowed to live, albeit in shackles.
I'm gonna ask a bit of a strange question. Amongst these adventurers, was one of them believed to be an elf with a straw hat?
Yeah.
The ghost.
The ghost.
You're talking about the one?
Yes.
Hmm.
Unfortunate news. I believe those that you'd come with perished. The
Oh yeah,
adventurers.
we already know about that. I saw them die.
Oh. Oh.
Can you tell us the current state of this Mr. Shadestone? Are you still loyal to him?
He's captured. I don't know where he is. Apparently, I heard through my captors that he's not even a real deputy thane, but that could just be them trying to mess with me mind. If it hadn't been for that Carter, I think I would have still been in prison even now. But I don't really have any caravan to lead anymore. I have nothing else to do, and basically lost everything when the Mytharians attacked. And I need a job. I think I'd be good at this.
Would you mind coexisting amongst the Mytharians that you had fought against in a peaceful manner?
I don't bear any ill will towards them. I was just on the wrong side. If anything, it's those damn adventurers' fault. Them who I blame. It was their actions that led to what happened. Their rampant apostasy, it doesn't matter what I think. Point is, I don't have any problem working with anybody. I just want to make a home for myself. For the others. The others that were put out by the war. By war in general, really. I've had my taste of it, and I don't like it at all.
Oh, you're welcome here, Justice. We will consider the terms and laws that would be applicable to all of us. We will reconvene with you in a few days.
Thanks.
You know, I like her. She seems prepared for the job beforehand.
She's also defeated before she's even begun.
Was a girl?
Not her fault. Yes.
Here we go.
A little flat in the chest, but a girl. Do you not hear her voice?
Marlowe blushes.
Oh my god. Lila will go outside and will go, "Oh, hello there. Greetings.
Oh no.
I'm here to answer for the job. The great and fantastical job. Yes. Are you the one I am to speak to? Oh, no, the others are inside. Ooh, a secret cabal behind the friendly and quite handsome elephant person. Oh, my goodness. Oh, thank you. You are most welcome. I, for one, know how important it is to have such a pristine nose. And you will see this guy.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
this guy.
Greetings, dwarf.
Greetings and salutations to you. Beto Buttermilk at your service, bard extraordinaire and resident fanciful tuner, if I do say so myself. And indeed, it is of a pristine honor to be in such fine company such as your fine selves, especially one of me fellow colleagues, winks at Marlowe.
Marlowe bows. In a slightly fancy manner.
Well then, as it just so happens, I've heard that you've been lined with a regent, someone to help you run this stone place. And as this is the home of my forefathers, I saw it only befitting that it would be a dwarf at the helm. But not only that, I have quite the fanciful skill of bringing people together. Organization and administration. I also served under the Thane of Trade for some time in my first century. After that, I've wandered most of Corvanus, singing praise and joy, spreading it to and fro. I've learned of the people, and I dare say that I'm in a position to truly benefit them. Make me perception checks, please.
Ooh. Percepzione. My gosh.
Amazing.
Almost.
Oh, goodness.
Thank
There's
God.
Swigg.
Thank you, sweet.
Holy fuck. That was about to be hilarious. Oh, fuck. No, dude. Swigg has no idea what it is because he's arisen from hundreds of years ago.
No way.
He's an old dwarf, though. He's an old dwarf.
Oh, no.
Dwarf recognized dwarf.
Great.
Damn. Alright, I'm gonna do Laza. Laza might know.
I've been
Is it
stuck in the
Laza even
gulag.
older than Swigg?
Yeah, Laza's like ancient too.
Oh,
He's
that's
Captain
true.
America.
That's true. Yeah, he doesn't know either.
Well, Ellicott.
Person in amber is arisen.
God damn it.
We've been
Amazing.
in the
Alright.
gulag for a bit.
Alright,
Listen,
Swigg-
I've been hyper focused on the idea that we did not want a dwarf, so I'm just like zoning in on his beard.
I will inspire Chrome.
Okay.
That's an 18.
Okay. Bro, you recognize that Beto Buttermilk has a strange symbol on the iron band holding his beard knot together. And it is that of a piece of brass with a fist, indicating that he bears the mark of the Brass Baron.
Interesting.
Anyway, Beta will continue. And as such, you can find my qualities to be quite simpatico with your attempts to rule such a stone city. I am open to any questions if you have them. I would like to demonstrate my expertise.
Don't know if we would hire you for the position of regency. However, seeing that you are a bard, and with the recent news of the destruction of the Bards College, would you be interested in using your expertise?
What do you mean?
What? We'd heard from Dickolos Smalls over there that, or Dickolos, that the Bards College was most likely destroyed, and the remaining bards scattered.
His face will look quite dour indeed. Well, that's a rainstorm on a sunny day if I've ever heard one. Destroyed. But surely the Metharians would not have struck it. They respect the Bards College. They would not do such a thing. Would they? Is this prince really so brash?
Word from Dickolos was that it was some form of angel.
Perhaps
outside
a weapon.
Prince.
Perhaps a weapon that they have lost control of. Well, that rumbles in my guts for sure. An unfortunate circumstance.
Instinct tells me that they swung their sword too broad, most likely.
It must have been a broadsword. It is quite tragic, the loss of our kin.
We're looking to rebuild something.
Oh god, that's Jesus Christ. Hold on. I accidentally clicked on something.
Oh no.
Sorry.
Oh shit.
Like, I accidentally clicked on my Warhammer Kill Team app that just popped open.
Haha, are you winning, son?
That was funny.
Would you like to join the Carnelian Circle in destroying the Necrons?
Oh, man.
Jesus.
Well, would you? Anyway, he continues and says, yes, it's quite tragic. But you say you do not wish for me for your regency?
We need as many people as we can get to be heads of their respective states, so to speak. Use their expertise to help build this city. I think the Regency, as you have met us, is mostly a formality, as Marlowe will kind of look at Laza back.
Mouse behind the dwarf will be like making motions, like with her hands, making beard shape, and then like no, waving hands.
Beto will nod. Beto will nod. Ah, I see. I am but a bridesmaid to make the bride look more beautiful. I understand. But if you have any need of my skills, my offer still stands. For all, apparently, we may need a place in which to rebuild the Bard's College, and an ancient stone den of my people seems as good a place as any.
Experts such as yourself would, I think, go a long way in its reconstruction.
You will nod. Well, then I suppose I'll let you get back to your deliberations. If you have any other questions, I'm available.
Absolutely.
We will meet with you soon for further discussions.
Thank you. And good day to you, sir. Oh, thank you. Oh, what a nose! Imagine the smells. Why, I believe you could blah, 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 blah.
I don't
He
like
seemed...
that one.
What's the issue? He seemed perfect for what we needed.
Except he's a dwarf.
What of it?
He's
All right, here we go.
We've known him for the span of an hour.
Yes, I have no problem with dwarves, but we didn't want to give regency of a dwarven city to a dwarf. In the case that they thought to claim it.
I still think Laza's our best.
That's not how that works. You don't.
Mr.
Laza's
Marlowe,
our best regent to enact.
Mr.
Yes,
Marlowe,
sorry.
there's one more applicant. I'll bring them in.
I'll tell him to hold off. That last one, he had a symbology of the brass bearing, and from my understanding, we did not want political ties with such.
See, now that's a valid reason right there to deny a candidate.
I think ties are fine, but effective to be our voice when we are gone is not something we should give to somebody who has years of prior allegiance to other authority figures. We trust, we know Laza, we trust him, and I think he has demonstrated that he is both a good person as well as somebody who aligns his interests with us.
Agreed. Sharp eyes, Chrome. We'll keep an eye out for that kind of thing, I suppose.
I would certainly say Laza understands our position, but I do not think he aligns with it the whole way through. Some of us would make far more severe choices than Laza would.
True, but we can make those choices when we're present.
Yeah, the brass barony does make it difficult, and I won't argue further on it.
Bring in the next one, Mr. Laza.
Very well. Hello there. Welcome. You don't speak much. You're here for the... Oh, very good. You'll find them in here. And as he opens the door, the individual next to him will suddenly burst into energy, run, and flit through the air, landing dramatically in the middle of the Cornelian circle.
I draw my weapons.
She will raise up a smile on her face, and you will see that as she smiles, the smile is much too wide, much too large, her body twisting slightly into unnatural proportions. And then, with a fair and almost nefarious flout of demonstration, she will give a deep and fanciful bow towards Marlowe. Servant of the Stone Father, I am the flautist Pandora. I have come from our mutual love of knowledge from my Lord Olakin High. I have been sent to serve and to help. Pause for effect.
Marlowe will give a bow.
Looking at everyone else in the room, no one else seems to be panicking. I suppose I'll put my weapons away.
Consider a friend of a friend.
Flautist Fandora will cross her leg over her other leg, and then will take a seat on invisible air. Now then, I've heard through the whispers that you require a regent, someone to watch over your home, like a bountiful dog watching over a door. I propose that only one of similar mind, one that can be committed to the very thing that you wish to uphold, to be suitable. For you serve as Okain, and I serve his dear, dear brother-in-arms. Surely you understand that there is an alliance we could make, yes? Wouldn't you agree?
I would. However, I believe the opening for the position of regent may be a bit of a facade. We are looking for individuals to be heads of the different strata of society that we are trying to build. A secret sharer such as yourself would be very useful, I think.
Very useful? Elevate that even further. You will find a use in me unlike any other, I assure you. Our performance will be grand. Grander than any of these other Philistines that you bring within here. The lack of decorum. They don't hear the whispers like you and I, Marlowe. They don't hear them. But we do. Come now. Surely a kindred spirit is needed. Someone whose allegiance is to that of a higher purpose. Wouldn't you agree?
I am inclined to, however. What do you all think?
Oh, there's others here.
I'm afraid I might be biased.
I understand your reasoning.
Oh, I'm also biased, but for the negative.
Ooh, I must prove myself to your underlings. Very well, very well, very well. Come now, ask me questions. I can see them in your eyes! I can see them!
That's a no for me. I was called an underling twice already. I'm fucking angry. I'm pissed.
Yes, I believe we are equals in this circle.
Yeah,
Oh,
everybody's
yes.
an equal.
Oh, yes, of course. How silly of me.
I guess your
In any
whispers don't tell
case.
you everything, huh?
I will, I will like get up and I'll be back.
Where are you going?
Yeah, what's up?
How do you feel about that one?
But everything we're doing is crazy. So. Leans.
Alright. I just wanted an input. I need to stretch my legs. Continue.
Could you give us information on our previous companion, Telry?
Oh, yes, of course. Oh, yes. Oh, he's up to so much fun. So many good things for the Lord of Eyes. It's going to be fantastic. Soon the Pale City will be naught but a dance macabre. Flames and fallow southern in short regard. Also, he sends his love. She'll make a kissy face.
And should you be giving a job, so to speak, here, what would be your preferred first action?
Well, obviously you don't know all this place's little secrets. And as much as Wandox would want to hide them from you, it shall not be before the great lord of the dark truth. will find every single secret so that you might use it to enact the holy will of the Trinity of Knowledge, of course. She'll smile at Marlowe. She will then do a handstand.
He nods approvingly.
So you're saying, and personally, I'm not super familiar with your god, but you're saying that you would make it easy to find whatever secrets this place holds.
She will do a front flip out of her handstand. Of course we would! It's an easy, paltry thing, really. Wherever there is shadow, there will be sight, and wherever there is light, the eye will see. It is as simple as that. Once you know every single bit, then you'll be able to make a proper choice, wouldn't you agree? Everything else is folly. Everything else is ignorance. Which is unacceptable, of course.
Of course.
That, I think, is part where we're going to have to hone in on.
Well, she makes a good point, Mr. Gruul.
There
Knowing all the pieces on the board is kind of important when you're running a town.
I agree, but there is a group within the city who are beginning to remove their ignorance, but they are still shrouded in it.
Oh, are you referring to the little Mytharians? Oh, that's why I'm here. When in regards to helping dear Marlowe, servant of Ezekine, with his little rock things that he's doing. So cute, look at his little stones. I am here to ensure that the truth revealed to them is not muddied by the indoctrination of their fellows. You wish to remain neutral, yes, with this Mytharia. How could you possibly hope to do that, as long as the vision of those that were shown the truth are not clouded by propaganda once more? What will you do when the others of their faction come, speak to them in soft little nothings, and pull them into the false, valid light of Mytharia? What will you do then? Do you think that his loyalty won't be swayed? It was already swayed in your direction once. Surely it can be done so again. It is my purpose and hope that in my position as your regent, that I will ensure that no one will have anyone lie to them.
What about us?
What about you?
Could we lie to them?
She will raise an eyebrow. Why on earth would you lie to them?
Because I don't want people knowing my business.
Oh, right, you're one of them.
And keep it to yourself. You don't have to lie to them.
Indeed. Thank you very much, Stone Worshipper. You see, this is why he is more important than you.
I believe on our hierarchy, which Mr. Marlowe has drawn up somewhere, I believe you would be below all of us anyway, so I don't care. In any case, I'm not completely opposed to her.
She will give a bow.
I think
of
that
thanks.
we might not be able to choose you as regent, as I think I'm most settled on Laza, the man who opened the door for you. However, in our hierarchy of...
He also holds the stones in high regard. I don't mind him so much, but just don't make fun of his nose. He doesn't like it. I'm right here. I can hear you. Oh, dear.
We aim to store and disseminate knowledge in this place. And by doing so, rebuilding what the Bard's College had for this continent. And a sect in our hierarchy of this city would be the bards and librarians who handle that knowledge. And I think someone like yourself would be... your wisdom would be best used to watch over them, to rule over them as they rule over the others.
I wanted to be your go-to girl. She'll pout a little bit.
Marlowe blushes,
It is
looks
what,
away, looks
it
back.
is, it is what the dark truth wanted. How am I to ensure that his will is done if I have a lesser position? I understand that you don't know me as well as these, she'll gesture around her, and I have no intention of taking your top spot. You're the one with the big rock, after all. But how can I possibly be ensured that the truth is heard if I cannot do it from the highest possible position? How can I do this, Marlowe?
You will be the highest possible position that is not of equal standing to the six of us, or our face when we are gone.
Very well. You are the one who holds the stone, after all. 'Tis as it was stated. I shall follow. She will give a deep bow. Poetic one.
And we shall trust your wisdom.
Indeed. Well, I've taken up enough of your time. You have your deliberations to do. I'll let you get to it. Goodbye, Abigail.
Tip's hat.
All right, and that is all of them.
Shows what she knows. That's not my name. Because Arcadum says it wrong every time. I will pretend you said this.
All right.
No, it's Abigail.
Oh, it's Abigail, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
All
right.
I was hopeful for the
It
dwarf.
says, I'm sorry.
That's not wisdom, that's ambition.
Well.
Oh, let me turn off this fucking clown music. There you go.
Please.
Throw
Starting
the
clown.
Gruul was speaking.
But yeah, I was hopeful for the dwarf, but his connection to the brass baron is disappointing.
Well, we didn't question about him, and I wanted your guys' input on what we decided about the brass baron and his views. We can always bring him back and question about it.
So
I think that each of these contestants, so to speak, are very qualified to be the head of each of the rungs of society.
we have many different positions underneath Regent that we need filled, so many of them could fill them. Is your intention on making this a Loken High, some kind of high priest or something?
Her expertise is, well, say that the rest of them, and probably most people on this continent, would pale in comparison. I think she should have the highest position we have available underneath Regent. Beneath her, for the librarians and the bards, the dwarf seems like the best. So on and so forth.
I see her as having her uses. I don't like how free she is with the information of others.
So
Secrets are useful. Secrets are weapons. That.
So is your intention to make her some kind of second in command to Laza himself?
No.
She'd be something to that. I still haven't worked out all the details, but the pyramid is building itself, so to speak.
Are any of these people we do not want in that pyramid?
I'm worried about the justice.
I like justice.
I liked justice.
Her will was broken.
True. You just need to rebuild it.
She came here to do a job. And it was not her job to take over this place. It was her job to run it once it was taken over. She just needed better muscle, I guess.
And she ran.
Someone else failed her.
She was captured. I wouldn't have said she ran.
But it doesn't.
She would
really
be lower
seem-
on the rung.
Yeah, she certainly
Less,
has a skill set that could be useful, but I'm not sure if leadership is a role that she should be placed in.
The lower on the rung, the less consequences for her failures, or the less her self-doubt would get in her way.
We're definitely going to be giving a spot to good old.
Chap made his
Colossus?
demands. And he is.
Oh, Chap.
Uh,
Your carriage driver.
Shap hired himself.
Yes. Can't say no to that, man.
He deserves a place to settle down and yell at his children.
Yell at
him
his
land.
children.
Considering he got here so
Also-
quickly, I'd say he earned it in spades.
Yeah.
What of Dickless?
That is a good question. I no longer care for his transgressions against us, but as Marlowe stated, he is an opportunist.
He
a
does
very
not.
resourceful man.
Yes, he seems
looks out for
resourceful.
himself. He also
doesn't seem
seems
like the
to
type
do
to be
well
in
by his
charge.
people.
Sorry.
Yeah. I agree with you. He
And I
should.
with you.
He shouldn't be allowed control over the library or the position of a librarian of sorts, as I think he has betrayed that in the past. However, his ability to navigate the underground that will most likely arise, I think it is useful if he's on our side than theirs.
So some kind of undermarket person?
Yeah.
He's looking to turn his life around. I wouldn't want to put him right back into it.
But that's what he's good at. Those are the skills he has.
Well, he did say he was good at talking dilettante, something of the sort.
Keeping the peace,
underground's
good with
emerge.
people.
Yeah. They're bound to emerge in every city. It's best that we work with them rather than have them be a growing force against us.
And
Let
overall,
the Smalls use his expertise.
we will be in need of it. So, I think it's best to just use him for the talents he has, instead of attempting to help him with this redemption he's speaking of.
Wow.
And if he genuinely wants it, he can find it. He have apt opportunity to do so, having a place to live, comfort, probably less need for nefarious deeds.
Then shall we bring in the dwarf and question him about the brass baron? I feel like he's the only variable in this one.
I suppose that would be a good idea.
If you think it's wise, I agree. Should inquire more.
Yes.
First, before we do this, I thought we were pretty clear on not wanting to be involved with the Brass Baron at all.
We don't know.
No.
We don't know his political ties with the Brass Baron. That's why we are questioning.
We
such.
have no knowledge on him.
I also don't know anything of the Brass Baron. Even at my time in the Bard's College, there was nothing on him.
He's some warlord, very rich.
I know that much, but I don't know his name. I don't know the size of his armies. What he is, effectively.
His goals, none of it, other than he's expanded.
He takes over things. I don't know. I suppose I don't know either. Yes, let's ask the dwarf. Let's
All right.
talk to him.
Laza, if you would.
Okay. Laza will go and will retrieve the dwarf. Oh, I hope it's good news. I sense that it is. I knew you would make the right choice. Greetings, everyone. Beto Buttermilk once again at your service.
No. We had some questions about your affiliations.
Well, I need to adjust Laza so that Luke won't have a heart attack.
Holy shit, that's perfect. God damn.
He'll have a heart attack in the other direction now.
Oh, guys, it's 7 now, guys. Look, it's 7.
Haha.
Okay, what was your
Laza,
question?
do you want to be Savinic?
Sorry, what was your question?
about his affiliations.
Affiliations? With whom? I'm obviously a bard of the Bard's College, or I was, I guess, if it's destroyed.
It's come to our attention that you are affiliated with the Brass Baron, with the iconography on your beard.
Oh, yes, of course.
Go on.
Oh, I am...
Pardon our ignorance, but we do not know of the current state of the Brass Baron, or as a political
that's
entity.
That's the reason that I am here.
Mm-hmm.
The Brass Baron has heard of your recent conquering, and I have been sent to give a preliminary assertion as to your ability to be cordial with him. I will admit that there is a bit of subterfuge to my being here, but I am an honest sort. I am no spy, I can tell you that much. I have come for the job of your regent to work amongst you, but yes, the Brass Baron is certainly my patron, I suppose you would call it that. He would very much like to meet with all of you at your earliest convenience. He did not know that there was a potential ally in the Twisted Pines, and had thought that it was only full of pockets of Betharian resistance.
A potential ally there is, considering that he's willing to meet with us and speak. However, I do not believe that we are able to offer you the regency position, as the position is for someone to speak on our behalf in our absence.
I understand.
However, if we have any mutual aims, we would like to pursue those. Were you able to contact him and arrange a meeting?
Oh, of course. I could send a courier immediately.
How long do you estimate this would take?
Well, the Twisted Pines have earned their name for being quite twisted. many turns one can take. Approximately 3 weeks before I presume that I have a response, and if we're lucky, 4 weeks before he arrives.
Are you familiar with the magical sending method?
Well, I've heard of such spells, but no, I do not possess it. Is what I would say if I was a apostate.
Okay.
But I'm not.
Well,
You have little worry about such
Please
things.
continue. What were you saying about this?
we are, most of us are undead apostates.
Oh,
Worshipping foreign gods.
that's incredible.
He'll pull back his hood.
He will look at you in horror and will look away.
And those of us
stands there covered in marks.
Those of us that are not undead apostates are wanted for apostasy despite not having any.
Yes, well,
or emotional undead.
Yeah, yes, I'm
normal.
I'm
I look around.
I'm sure you have many
What our point is
quirks.
that no fear. You can be as quirky as you want to be.
I have never cast nor known of such a spell, unfortunately. You said it was what again? A sending? What are you sending them?
Magical sending. Well, I can give you, in an hour's time, I can write this down. You can learn it and send your message.
Do you mean magically speaking with someone over a great distance?
Yes.
What a capital idea! Very well. I accept your offer.
This will be interesting.
You'll find that we will share much knowledge with any who come in.
Indeed, I will make sure that the Baron is informed of it.
Make sure that he also understands that this is a neutral zone. If he considers a non-threat to be an asset to his war force or whatever he is doing, then he can consider it as such. But to us, this is a neutral place.
Of course, I shall inform him.
That means that his soldiers or his men or guests here will be surrounded by people that they will most likely be fighting when they leave. There's not to be war here. This is to be the opposite.
I will, of course, inform him of that.
Very well. I'm open to any communications we can have in the city, so.
He will give a nod. I shall get right to it. Thank you. I can teach you that spell. Oh, excellent. We can talk more of your fine nose.
Well, I guess that's another larger issue taken care of.
So, after all that time, we decided on who?
We're not hiring them for that position. We're essentially hiring them for a bunch of other positions.
I figured that much. So Laza is our choice of regent?
Of regent, yes. We like Laza.
That's what I'm thinking.
He's running it on trust rather than capability at this point.
Yes, I don't trust any of those people to speak, not even speak, but truly understand our position, and then therefore speak on its behalf, other than Laza. He's the only one who has the credentials at this point.
Very well. Your regent has been named as Laza.
Although if Milla lives, we might fire him. If you guys are down.
Oh, Laza wouldn't do that to him.
Yes, why would you do that to Laza Trollacoramon?
Holy snap, is storming.
Laza Trollacoramon, regent of...
He would sadly be demoted to High Librarian. It's truly a sad day.
Him and the Lock and Eye chick will get along great.
But you see, there's one rank that can never be taken. Marlowe's best friend.
Yep.
Yup.
That one just gets shared with all of Marlowe's best friends.
Smiles and looks at Marlowe.
Marlowe jumps off the edge of the pyramid, realizes it's slanted, and just rolls down the side.
Just rolls.
Rolls.
Slides.
Much like one of his stones down the side of the pyramid.
Gosh. Oof. Af.
Alright, here we go. Alrighty.
That was exhausting.
I'm sorry, I just looked at chat. Let me read this to you. Moaskadan is run by a dark cabal of brain-eating undead called the Cornelian Circle. We have to stop the globalist elephant takeover. InfoWars.
Oh no. Ladies, gentlemen, we have made it to the media.
Oh
Good.
god. Dude, man.
Look, the Orlock High lady makes me uncomfortable, but she seems probably the most useful out of any of them.
I don't care how useful Lock and High is. Don't like him and I don't trust him.
You don't need to. It's what the city's here for her and her kind, as well as his. It's his point to Marlowe and Laza.
Alright, now that you guys have decided a regent, let's go over your pyramid and we can start making staff positions.
Yeah.
Do you have the pyramid on here somewhere I can find it?
It's on art, I
It's
think.
in general.
Is it in general?
Yeah.
It's in general. Yeah, his last name.
Oh,
is in
yeah.
general.
I think I might put this on the actual stream view. Let me see if it looks like garbage or not. Because I want people to be able to see it for reference. How does that look? That looks pretty bad. Okay.
It's not the worst.
Like a PowerPoint presentation.
Try throwing in fan art and just open it like that.
Yeah, I guess I could just put it in fan art for people to look at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Actually, could one of you guys do that? It won't really work.
Gotcha, covered. Image. Fan art.
Just snipping it to be a smaller size or something.
Anyway, so let's get started. So you have the Carnelian circle at the top, and right below you, you have your regent, which is just so chat knows. Chat isn't like Foundry chat isn't going to update, but they're not really using it because I need to use both my monitors. So sorry about that. All right, so you have the Carnelian circle, and then right below that you have your regent, which is Laza. So next you have the followers of knowledge gods. So when you say followers, do you mean actual people who follow the religion, or people that are clergy of the religion?
People that are clergy of the religion.
Okay, so that means you will need a head priest. Or high priest. Who is your high priest?
The, a lock and high lady.
Yeah.
Flautist Pandora. Got it.
A lock and high lady. She has no more name.
Next is the librarians, who will be your high librarian, or high proctor, I guess.
I'm thinking the dwarf.
The dwarf guy? Yeah.
Yeah, the dwarf's actually really good at that position.
Yeah, definitely.
Beto Buttermilk. Next are the nobility. What will define nobility? Bloodline?
People who provide a benefits to the state that
The truest meaning of the word noble.
So,
well,
guild.
that exceeds the default. When I'm thinking 10% tax. So people who create things such as guilds or townships and things like that.
So my question is, so somebody provides knowledge that is high enough tier, quality, quantity in order to be considered a noble, right? So we've established that.
Yeah.
That person is now a noble. Are there family nobles? Like, is their son or daughter going to be a noble?
No.
Is there...
They'd have to earn it.
Is their wives or spouses, rather, considered nobles?
No.
Okay. I should tell you that is probably going to fail, then, as your nobility. Because the very fact of nobility, as it stands as nobility, means that there's a distinct chain of... So nobility is a monarch term, right? Like, nobility is, in its actual sense, requires inheritance in order to function properly. Because here's the thing, right? So somebody becomes a noble. Let me walk you through a scenario of why it doesn't really work. Is somebody becomes a noble, let's say they gave you a saga, right? That'd probably get them nobility. Am I correct? Like, if they just gave you a saga, right? So they become a noble. And then you give them a job that they are good at that a noble would have access to, right? So nobility would be like, let's say you made them, in charge of the aqueducts of the city. So this person then trains themselves to be, or already had the skills of someone who knew about engineering and all of that. Okay. Now, this person has to marry somebody, obviously, if they want to have a family. However, marrying someone does nothing for them socially. And that means that they will not inherit the responsibility, the wealth, and the title of the nobility of their parent if they should have children because of the rules that you've just enlisted. So therefore, they are not worth marrying. You see what I mean? The problem is
then, Then I think that nobility should be hereditary and also given via marriage. However, the ability tiers should still be open. I think Shaps should be a noble because of his expertise and ability with transportation.
Okay.
And that he should be the head of that. But if his son is inept, I think his son should be demoted to citizen at coming of age
Okay.
if he doesn't accept the expertise and responsibility.
All right. How would you determine that?
Tests.
That would be determined by the nobles.
So it'll be determined
if there's an issue with that.
So it'll be determined by that council.
Yes, if there's an issue with that, then it will be determined by the librarians. And if they can't figure that out, it will be determined by the clergy.
A priest.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. That's more acceptable, although you're pretty vulnerable to corruption by that regard. And also,
and I assume that there's like nepotism involved with.
Well, so
your big.
So here's your big problem, right? So you're building a government that's not going to just be for the game, right? You have to, if you're going to build it, you're going to build it right to make sure that it outlasts you. So right now, it's easy for you to choose who the nobles are going to be because you get to choose them. But what methodology are you going to choose whether or not somebody's offer is enough in order to be considered a noble? Like, for example, is it possible for someone to be a librarian and not be a noble?
Librarians are above nobles.
Yeah, that's my point. Is it possible for someone to be a librarian that is above a noble? Okay, so because of that, it would seem that those that have an inclination towards being librarians would be more likely to be able to become nobles. Because how you've defined nobility so far is somebody that has provided sufficient knowledge to everyone. So it's basic
utility that is exceeds the default tax.
So a meritocracy.
Yes.
Yes.
So that's very meritocracy. Okay. So if you're doing that, then you need to define what is the governing body that decides that somebody is merited enough to become a noble.
The council that oversees the rung of nobility.
Okay. So that means you basically have enforced nepotism at that point. Because the people that you first make nobles gets to decide who they let in, and it's going to be based off of who they like, right? Because meritocracy matters in that regard. And the only thing that keeps them in check is a group of people above them, which do not even require the skills that they have in order to do it. So, essentially, you have two pretty toxic levels there that will ultimately be at odds with each other. So, it's a potential weakness.
Nepotism is also a result that automatically comes out from having hereditary nobility.
Yeah. So my point here is that as you have designated it, to be a noble is less valuable than to be somebody who is skilled in that area. But the ability to become skilled in that area and to ascend is controlled by 2 tiers below you, which are done by popular vote. Do you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
not really.
Okay, who decides who becomes a librarian?
The follower, the clergy.
Okay, so therefore librarians can only be those that follow the gods of knowledge.
Because the gods of knowledge are only going to pick librarians, most likely, that are going to be, followers.
I mean, to be clear, I'm not saying
the clergy welcomes other clergy as they are also followers of the knowledge gods. Librarians serve under the clergy, but do not have to worship knowledge gods. The nobility provides aid to the city.
Yeah,
it isn't necessarily knowledge.
I think
the citizens.
I think, like, I don't have a problem with what you've done. I'm not saying these are wrong answers or anything. My point is that by definition you have made this theocratic, because the second tier, which is the one that will be most active in just making these decisions, is theocratic. So the most likely librarians are going to be those of followers of these gods, right? By almost
or
definition.
People who just don't want to burn books and that
but that's a pretty essentially either somebody will have all of these titles or they will have none of these titles is what I'm getting at, right?
The priests are in charge.
That's what I'm getting at is that you have guests, you have citizens, which are just people that live there. You have noble people, which are people with exceptional skills that go above an arbitrary medium, which is yet to be determined, which sounds like by popular vote. And then the noblemen are overseen by people that do not have those skills, but by people that have been chosen to be librarians based off their ability to record, but more likely because they follow the correct god. So what ends up happening is that you have a theocratical system where those that don't follow the gods thereof have pretty much built in less opportunities for advancement and a devaluing of the middle. Essentially, if you are not a follower of a knowledge god and you don't follow them for whatever reason, you're not going to be able to ascend nearly as easily, and because of that, your ability to ascend and like push your family forward is diminished greatly. Especially since once you get to hereditary noblemen, then you run into the same problem of corruption, because you said that they can be voted down. Well, if they can be voted down, like if a son, an heir can be voted down or something, son, daughter, whatever, then that means that all of the political power is in that council for that particular place, and that merit actually doesn't matter. Because it's voted by a council, right? Mm-hmm. Then they can just vote down the person who isn't going to keep them in power. And then you say that the librarians hold them to that key. I was like, okay, well, what's the authoritative measure that does that? How can one appeal up? You see what I'm saying? You don't have that method. You don't have that method presented.
Right. I mean, I have thought about this shit for a week, and to be fair, I made this in MS Paint. I'm also a 29-year-old moron who can't devise an entire political system in a world where magic exists and can shape reality.
That even been our party is not.
So I will tell you this: the thing you need is what your appeal system is, and then I can run with the rest of it. Because right now there is no way to challenge something as unlawful. Like, you have no judiciary system, is what I'm getting at.
Okay. I will work out the kinks and the lines between.
I think that's the biggest thing you need is a judiciary system, because that's not presented. That's not presented here.
There needs to be like a secondary system, like the judiciary that acts independently from the system.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's build politics.
I will work out the relationships between the rungs, as well as just the general laws of the land. I'm thinking that perhaps if you want to be a member of the society, that you have to swear an oath. Things like, I will not willfully destroy knowledge.
Yeah, oaths, and you can also, because you're from Calcatesh, you can enforce those through Babylon, and then we have to have the talk about Babylon. But anyway, my point is this, right? You have no appeal system or judiciary system. Once you have that, then you have something we can work with. Because right now, it's like, everybody is above the council above them, and it's like, okay, that'll work while you're alive, maybe. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things I want to go. So we have leader of you guys, the person below you is regent, and then we have the priests led by the flautist Pandora. For the librarians, we have High Proctor Biddo Buttermilk. Do you have a leader amongst the nobility? Like, who is going to be, perhaps you might call it, who's the lead of their council?
Nicholas?
No.
Shaps, I think.
Well, Shaps had his own job, which is...
What about Miss Rowe?
Wagon Master. He doesn't have time to be in the city. He's going to be outside the city too much.
I will tell you, Shaps will not want that job.
Miss Rowe should have the job. Justice. Because that was her whole intent, was to do exactly that when she arrived.
I'm down for that.
Justice for now. If an esteemed bard shows up, and a Milla equivalent, or someone who's worked with Milla or something, probably them. Or anyone who's good at something. Maybe the Brass Baron will have more.
Okay. And then Shaps will be a fucking nobleman.
Perfect.
He'll take that.
Shaps can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, give me a fucking house. I don't give a shit. Like,
we give Shap a house. He's Wagon Master.
He'll just kick down the door and walk in. What are you pucks up to? Take me with you. I'm so bored. Shit like that. Traveled across.
But what about your dumb children?
I got a wife that'll yell at him for me. That's what marriage is for. Anyway. Alright, so we got a pretty good run-up. So now we got to talk about facilities. Time to spend that money. For that, I'm going to take you guys to the greater map so we can start knocking this shit out.
Nice.
Can we, before that, do you have write-ups already on the four artifact things at the bottom of your original list? The Father's Hammer, Shield of White Falls, Deep Shot Bow, and Crown of Command? Or do those still need write-ups?
I have to finish those.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think we'll spend all the liquid we have. So, if anything, we might be able to get rid of some of those.
I think there's a couple on the top of our list that are like non-negotiable. I think anchoring your stone in the ziggurat was number 1, right?
Yeah, I assume that's a part of just the foundation of the city.
Yeah, but we're spending money now, so.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning. First, we have to determine current upkeep. The facilities that you have is the Central Palace, which this Central Palace gives you access to 3 auxiliary facilities and a barracks.
I'm gonna put these in notes.
Yeah, I'm gonna be dropping a big note for you guys.
Sweet.
Cool. Hell yeah.
Don't worry about that. 1 barracks. You'll also have a vault. The Dwarven Vault is tier 4.
The vault tiers incur protection or
Yep.
space or both?
Both. You also have one inactive tramstone station.
Rains? Hello?
Tram.
Tram stone. It's a tram, but rocks, Marlowe. Look how much better it is.
It's like a stone.
I'm itching.
It's like a stone train. I know. What it is.
There's no fucking way.
What it is that it's a large platform of stone that moves across a plane of water, and it is magically propulsed, and it moves around the city.
Hey, Marlowe, you also got a hyperfixation on trains?
Well, so there's a reason why it's called. Like, Moaz Kadan translates to the White Falls. It's because when this was operating correctly, this entire city is ran like Venice. Like, waterways and all that kind of stuff, yeah. That's why the Noble District is flooded. If you'll look to the, west.
Yes. Because all the water's stopped up.
Yeah.
And rocks, trains, boobs, grilled cheese, and Italy are my 5 favorite things in the entire world. I'm in heaven.
The things he thinks about when he's not thinking about knowledge.
Aha! There it is.
Or the armpit hair of bunny women.
He's just a simple man.
Okay, calm down, please. Stop.
Sorry, I'm back.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, what's first on the docket?
First... Oh, and also, the fucking Faygate.
Yes. The only real reason we were here...
Faygate, the connection is Moaz Kadan. Don't worry, you're going to be able to fill that in a lot.
Whew.
Faygate gets its own section. Alright, total upkeep so far, just sitting there is 600 gold pieces a month. Okay, so you've got 3 auxiliary facilities that you can activate and build. One more thing. Personnel. So as you've built the city, people are just going to start coming to the city to live. you don't even have to really worry about that unless you want to change which kind of population that you're getting. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, so your three...
So
the 3 auxiliary facilities that you get to add onto the palace are as follows. You may choose an oratory, an amphitheater, a royal forge, an aviary, terrarium, you guys are lawful neutral, so I put in the evil options too.
Let's go.
Soul Cage?
Slave
Oh,
auction,
okay.
breeding
Rebar.
pits,
I love.
Hey, don't forget the soul cages.
chapel,
Evil chapel? Question mark?
well, chapel can be anything. Then finally, brazier of light. Okay.
No,
So you have 3 possible auxiliary facilities that you can add onto your palace. There is the oratory, which lets you do spell creation and also make implements. You have the amphitheater, which allows you, if you're a bard, to create your own songs. It also allows you to make grand addresses to the populace, which gives some bonuses that you can activate. Royal Forge is exactly what it sounds like. The aviary means that you can collect birds, which can give you all sorts of really cool access points, as well as giving animal companions. The terrarium allows you to grow rare plants in normal and abnormal conditions, giving you resource access that you couldn't get if otherwise. The slave auction, which can give you the ability to purchase slaves, which you can do all sorts of stuff with that, whether it be some evil shit or whatever. But the game mechanic bonus is that it increases productivity, and you can also gain additional ally slots gain allies that don't take ally slots. Then you have breeding pits, which allows you to make monsters and also produce slaves if you want to go super evil, but breeding pits can make monsters, so you can just literally make monstrosities to do what you want with. You have chapel, which you can build a chapel to any god that you wish. And then a brazier of light is, because you have Betharian access to an alliance, you can build a brazier of light, which will increase the potency of Betharians in the area, as well as yourselves, because it can be attuned to you.
Even the undead?
What's up?
Even towards the undead?
Even towards the undead.
Okay, interesting.
Suddenly he's like, that brazier.
Oh, fuck. That's right. I forgot. You guys have all that undead shit.
It's okay.
Well, technically that would be a breeding pit, which is the catacombs.
Oh. So we could get a breeding pit for undead.
Yeah. Breeding pit is for any monster or slaves. So you could.
You should definitely fill this entire place with infectious zombies. That'd be a good idea.
Yeah, so you can make undead. You can make fucking like oozes, drakes, fucking trolls if you wanted to. Just up to you. Obviously, the more powerful the base creature is, the more expensive it is to build and maintain. But there are a lot of benefits to having monsters on your side, not including the fact that you can recruit a monstrous ally for your ally slots, but you could also make monstrous labor forces, monstrous populace, monstrous guards, stuff like that. Like an entire squadron of battle trolls would be pretty fucking sick. Obviously. Things like that.
Army of goblins.
I'm leaning towards Breeding Pit, but obviously you guys have some other options.
In the Royal Forge. Sounds pretty good.
I think it's a genuinely terrible idea.
What? Why?
But I'm pretty much down with it.
We have no crafters.
Oh, you mean the Breeding Pit's a terrible idea.
No. Yeah. We
yes.
To be fair,
Knarh sits there slowly readying a silent fireball.
To be clear, the tier 1 options of all these are 5,000 gold. The tier 2 is double that, and tier 3 is double that. So it's 5, 10, 20. The higher the tier, the more shit you can do. All kinds of cool stuff.
Would him anchoring his rock here take one of those slots?
No, that's the Fate Gate.
Okay, so that's free. So that's good.
That's something else. That's not a facility.
Gotcha.
Right. So 3 facilities.
Okay.
It's not free.
We can go through.
It's not free.
Let's go through the week.
Gotcha.
And we'll each pick 3, and we can sort of, go over the.
Well, just to be clear, that's just for the palace.
Yeah, we have.
So now we have to discuss district access.
Okay.
So you have.
I assume all of this is happening over a span of time that is after laws have been established.
Yeah.
I still think I need a week to cook.
Yeah. You're fine. You're fine. Cool. So for district access, you have the Chasm. You have the Central District. Hold on. You have the Noble District. Or actually, Water District is what it would actually be. Because you might not make that the Mobile District. You have the Forest District. And then you have the Forge District. Okay, so right now you do not have access to any of those. You only have the palace. The amount of money that you'll spend to gain access to it is representative of the soldiers, adventurers, whatever that you would be spending money on to clear it for you. You guys get me so far?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yep. So gaining access has an upfront cost, which represents you clearing it. And then you have to pay money to man, repair, and basically turn on the facilities or build new ones in those places.
Gotcha.
So, the Chasm will cost you 7,000 gold pieces to clear. The Central District will cost you 10,000 gold pieces to clear. The Water District will cost you 15,000 gold pieces to clear. The Forest District will cost you 9,000 gold pieces to clear. And then finally, the Forge District will cost you 20,000 gold pieces to clear.
Now, once these places are cleared, we can start building facilities that generate profit, effectively.
Or more likely,
we can
turning on facilities that are already there. But yes, you can also build new ones if you want.
Okay.
I advocate that we immediately start with the Chasm, as it's our entrance. It's kind of important. And the Forest District, or what's it called again?
The right side?
Yeah.
You want to go for the forest, not the water that powers the whole place?
Did you say that power? I'm pretty sure you said it was like.
I mean, it's how.
Nonetheless, yes, I actually do.
I think we clear out the entire place. We just figure out which order to do it in, and then we slowly start accruing things that are assets and start generating wealth to turn on the little parts within each respective district, I think.
Yeah. My first statement is Chasm is just because it's our entrance and our most important place for people to understand that we are rebuilding and restructuring this place is the Chasm. So if we want to have people have faith in this place, the Chasm has to be the first thing.
It's Chasm. I'm gonna go crazy.
Chasm.
It's Chasm.
Yeah.
Chasm.
Regardless, we'll go over the deeds out of stream.
Yeah.
I want to hear more about the other stuff.
Okay.
I can go over the facilities in each one that could be turned back on.
Yeah.
Is that amenable to you guys? Okay.
That would be great.
Yeah, we want as much information as possible while we're mulling over.
This is going to be a little bit of typing from me, so hold on.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Here, I'll be right back. Pee pee poo poo.
Ooh, I want to pee.
So Legend and I are standing across table from each other, and we were debating potential things for the future. Arcadum, can Weepawack wield different things from the hammer she comes with?
Yeah.
Heck yeah! All right,
with her
you got to make her a glory hammer.
glorious armaments.
Okay, I'll use all my points of glory.
You gotta make her Weepawack's ultra enchanted hammer of whacking.
Yeah.
Time to play some whacking.
Whacking.
It's gonna be called the whack-a-mole.
The whack-a-mole.
Gotta catch 'em all, whack 'em all.
Classic.
Okay.
Alright, I'm back. You guys blowing up anything up yet?
No.
I'm cranking. Hold on a second.
But we learned a very cool thing. Weepawack can wield other weapons.
Yeah. I can arm Weepawack. She can be glorious.
Full plate Weepawack with a father's hammer, whatever it does.
I don't even need to know what the father's hammer does. Weepawack, this is yours now.
I'll turn on the crown of command.
It is the whack-a-mole.
Although, well, we got a quick moment. I'll approach Swigg.
Yes.
I haven't given you a proper thanks since the day you saved me from the Leviathan, so I would like to give you something. Be better in your hands, and seeing as we're about to start up a city,
Catch him.
probably a bit more useful.
Finally.
And he will pull out his acorn.
Oh my god.
Hand it over.
Oh, shit. Are you
That's
sure
way
you
better
wanna-
than a kiss.
Are you sure you want
You
to
don't
give
know what
to
this
me?
means to me.
Let them roleplay, guys.
I'm sorry. Please.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it is. It is better in your hands, no matter which way we spin it.
I know this is one of the items you're, very attached to.
It was just a connection to something, but we're already working on it, and if you can make use of it here, you'll look around the city. I think it would be its best use, rather than simply sitting in my pocket being used for awkward questions.
I see. Okay. I will take great care of it. Plant a great forest in your honor.
He will nod. Once we clear out the district, you should be able to plant it, I hope.
Hopefully.
Do you want to plant that on or near the Fey Gate?
All right.
I don't see how that would be negative.
I will be putting this in your notes.
Oh boy.
Here are your options. I will now read them out for chat. So, let's start at the very top. So for the chasm, you have watchtowers that you can reactivate. You have the dregs you can reactivate, which is basically the slums, like all the living quarters that's down in the dark. You have the siege line, which are all of the ballistas and other heavy-duty weaponry that's spread out to defend against attack. You can also build 6 auxiliary facilities. Technically speaking, the chasm is the biggest district because it goes down. Okay. Next is the central district, which has the residential district in it, the most homes and houses. It's a very big populace increase. It has the marketplace, which generates wealth based off of populace. And there's room for 5 auxiliary facilities to be built. That's 10,000 gold to unlock the central district. The water district costs 15,000 gold to unlock, and you can reactivate the following facilities. The aqueduct for hot water, the aqueduct for cold water, the tramstone power system, which is required in order to turn on all the tramstone stations, the House of Crystals, which uses the minerals of the ceiling of that cavern to essentially use geomancy, which is a specialized form of magic that is available to the Terrans beneath the earth. It has a lot of extra stone spells and like cool shit like that. 5 auxiliary facilities can be built in the water district. For the forest district, we have 9,000 gold to get in there. Has a lumber mill, a grocer, and 3 farms. And it has room for 4 auxiliary facilities. To be clear, until those farms and grocer are activated, you do not benefit from the food of the forest district. So you need all 4 of them to get its minimal output. Then you have the forge district, which costs 20,000 gold pieces to activate. There are 6 lesser forges, 4 greater forges, a grand forge, the heating system, which is required for the aqueduct hot, and also to heat the houses of the city, and 6 auxiliary facilities.
Do we get the non-auxiliary facilities by the capture of the district? You have to buy effectively?
You have to reactivate them, which means you have to spend money on them, but it's not as much as if you bought them outright.
Do you have the costs to reactivate every, like the lumber mill as compared to a farm, so to speak?
Oh, sure. I can write those up. That'll take me a bit, though.
Okay. I don't think we need them immediately, but in the next, like, as soon as possible. Because I think that's where a lot of the nuance of the discussion of what to do first comes in.
I think the entrance and then feeding people is probably the most important.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah, that's what I'm starting to see now.
My brain usually goes for most expensive as one of the first things you want to do just to get it out of the way, but I understand food and front door.
I think we're blowing 90% of our money on just taking everything and getting everything turned back on. And then we try to start to produce and use the people that move in to then start building upwards.
So, to be clear, this is just hiring other people to do this. Would it be possible for us to take the work ourselves?
Yeah, if you want to spend 5 sessions doing it.
Yeah, no, thank you.
We're rich. We let the peasants do work.
We're rich now. We don't.
Yeah, we'll pay somebody else to do it. The thing is, we're gonna spend most of the money that we found in the treasury just getting the place restarted. But once it's restarted, that treasury will fill right back up again.
We also need to get the central district up and running too.
So I
Marketplace.
So we're gonna start with the chasm and the forest district. We'll be left with 24k. Just clearing it out.
Yep.
Well, we have what?
We have 80,000.
Well, we have 40k set specifically for this. I think is what you're getting at.
Mm-hmm.
What's the rest going to?
Hold on. I think I did the math wrong. You're right.
Between our personal gear or other things that might
we
come
can
up.
we can wait on personal gear. We should get this place up and running as fast as possible.
Oh,
So-
we fucking we're the motherfucking Carnelian Circle. We get the fort up and running, and it's like, yo, you mind making us a
Yeah. You
Tier
get the
5
forge,
sword.
you get the forge up and running. You won't be paying nearly as much to make it. So,
Exactly. So, let's start Chasm, then Forest, then...
So do you want to up the money cost that we want to spend on instead of 4K? Just
here we go.
use more.
I'm
Yes.
now updating your costs.
Awesome.
I think we take the big bet
There.
immediately.
All right.
Just
For chat's sake, the chasm costs 7,000 gold pieces to open. The watchtowers cost 300 gold pieces apiece. And for per tier. Also, if you do it by tier, you add it on again, but double. So a watchtower at tier 1 is 300. Watchtower at tier 2 is 900. You guys with me so far?
Yep.
Got it.
Yeah.
It just squares
It's squares, yeah.
or power of X or whatever.
Dregs is 1,000, which is the living area. Siege line is 300 gold pieces for each siege engine tier. Residential district is 2,000. Marketplace is 1,500. The water district, the aqueducts of hot and cold are both 3,000 gold pieces. The tramstone power system is 6,000. The house of crystals is 10,000. The lumber mill is 1,000. The grocer is 400. The farm is 400 each. The lesser forges are 2,500 gold pieces apiece. The greater forges are 8,000 gold pieces apiece, and the grand forge is 35,000 gold pieces to make functional again. The heating system for the city is 13,000 gold pieces.
Nice. Okay. So, we could... How badly do we want to keep those protector golems? Because... We'll talk about this later. We'll get it all planned out.
I think we should.
Do we have the value of all the shit we have?
We do.
The artifacts. We do. Okay.
Yeah, it's
Not the artifacts.
Yeah, we can math hammer all this out.
I will have to write up the artifacts later.
Okay.
I doubt you'll sell them, but just I will move
Yeah,
on to
we'll
the perception.
assume that we don't for the time being.
Yeah.
Alrighty, but we are at time, so I'll call it there.
Okay, dokie.
Cool.
Sounds
That was
good.
good times.
Yeah.
Yes.
That Alok and I check was awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, good voice.
She's the best.
she was fun to roleplay.
I want
Yeah.
her to be secretly running my local public library.
Oh yeah.
Secretly, he
Were
says.
you the one that found the Cthulhu Society, or was that somebody else?
That was Van.
That was Van. Yeah, he found the Cthulhu Society, and I was just like,
Oh shit! Can Van be our regent?
no.
Oh man.
All right.
We'll get you that NPC slot eventually, Van. I promise.
Alrighty, good game, guys. Let's see if we've got any fan art.
Oh, I wonder if there'll be any more anti-Lhasa propaganda.
Gosh. Poor Lhasa. He doesn't need more propaganda.
He's just a good working immigrant. I don't see what their problem is. He's done nothing but help the public.
Like to use his ability now? What's my future, Liza?
Where is the? Oh, here we go.
You're trying to find out fan art.
Oh
Way
god.
down there at the bottom.
Oh god, dude.
Pausa, can you use your greater divination on how jealous Ginny is of Jean?
Here we go. We've got some fan art now. We've got the plan, and then we've got does that
pretty much.
Does that say on Vonti Wars in the back?
VontiWars.com.
VontiWars.com. Now we need Van to come in here with the narrator voice and be like, Moazkadon is run by.
Dude. I want that to be the new meme, that Van is just a conspiracy theorist of all the games and just makes this kind of content, dude. I'm telling you the truth. It's real. I've seen it. All right, that'll do. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for all the support. Thanks everybody on YouTube that watched or is watching now. Thanks everybody on the Twitch side. I'll see you guys next time.